Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to beautiful Shaw Park in downtown Winnipeg. We're here for another edition of Safeway Goldeyes Baseball. Tonight, the Fish welcome the Grand Prairie AirHogs to town. We get things going with the pregame show brought to you by Safeway, ingredients for life. Hi there, Al Foster with you field level on what appears to be another beautiful night for baseball. If you believe the weather forecast, we may see some thunderstorm activity roll through during this game. But for now, beautiful sunny skies and very little breeze, which is a little bit of a blessing considering how windy it was earlier today in Winnipeg. Now, home has been, let's say, less than kind to the Fish. They only have a mediocre record of 3 wins and 4 losses. Compare that to their road record of 12 wins and 5 losses. So they'd certainly like to reverse those fortunes here as they open this homestand against the Grand Prairie AirHogs, who are making their first ever visit to Shaw Park. Well, to get more on the AirHogs and the rest of this game, I'd like to send things up now to the broadcast booth to my cleanup crew, Ken Weeb and Scott Taylor. Gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Al Foster, and hi, everybody. Scott Taylor, Ken Weeb from the Winnipeg Sun. And as Al told you, another spectacular night for baseball. As I look out over the field, we've got a little bit of a breeze blowing from the foul pole in right to the foul pole in left. Probably not as much as you need to affect a home run or two. But for the fans, it's a perfect night to watch a ball game. And for the first time, Kenny, we get to see the Grand Prairie AirHogs. I Googled it. I found out what an AirHog was. It's what World War II American pilots called themselves. So we know what an AirHog is. What kind of a ball team do they have?
Yeah, that's a great question. 10-17 on the season, and they've been struggling in a lot of regards. Pretty mediocre hitting, mediocre pitching. That's a team that has not really got on a roll so far. It'll be interesting to see how they do. They'll be a little road weary. This was almost a full 24-hour bus trip for them. Goldeyes had the day off yesterday as part of their Field of Dreams golf tournament, so they should be a little bit fresher, and we'll see if they can take advantage of their opponent who just got off the bus.
Well, not only just got off the bus, but they didn't get off the bus with their manager. He was held up at the border and sent home, so an old Goldeye, Brian Myro, will be the interim manager for this series.
Yeah, first year coaching for Myro. He played for the AirHogs last year. He'll be pretty fired up to see some of his old friends here at Shaw Park, and I'm sure he'll have his team fired up and ready.
Goldeyes coming off a win in Fargo. They lost the first 2 games of the series, played well in Game 3. This is a team that has been outstanding on the road, but not necessarily good at home with a 3-4 record.
Yeah, I think it was probably a bit of an anomaly so far, but I think they'll start playing better on this homestand. They were a little bit weary from their own long trip in the first homestand.
We're going to go down to field level. Everybody's going to stop for a moment of silence for the recent deaths of RCMP officers in New Brunswick.
Thank you. Now please remain standing and join Bruce Moore in the singing of the American and Canadian national anthems.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native nor true, nor strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Two outstanding renditions of the national anthems for the United States and Canada from Bruce Moore. And we got a ball game coming up. It's time now for the Goldeyes starting defensive alignment. The boys out in the carpet. It's brought to you by A&R Carpet Barn. Visit one of our two locations at 50 Archibald Street and 655 Pembina Highway. Luis Allen behind the plate, the player of the week in the American Association this week. He has been tremendous. We'll talk a lot more about Luis as the night goes along. Casey Harthur's at first, Jake Blackwood at second, Tyler Kuhn is always at short, and Josh Mazzola starts at third base. Ray Sadler is in left field, Reggie Abercrombie's in center, and Donnie Webb starts in right. The pitcher is Chris Salamita. The Goldeyes starting defenseman alignment brought to you by A&R Carpet Barn. Visit ANRCarpetBarn.com. Your Goldeyes starting pitcher is brought to you by Lower Level Sports Cards at 189 Henderson Highway, right beside the subway. Visit us at lowerlevelsportscards.ca. Tell us about Chris Salamita.
The veteran 30-year-old left-hander making his 77th start as a Goldeye. Scott, he's a KG veteran. Had a bit of a tough start to the year.
Crafty left-hander is the way people.
Sorry?
People say it. Crafty left-hander.
Yes, very crafty, no question about it. Fastball, curve, slider, change. Very good off-speed stuff from Salamita. He had a really tough start to the year. Lost his first two starts. Has won two of his last three and really started to look like the Salamita who showed up last year coming out of retirement and was so dynamic down the stretch drive for the Goldeyes.
Absolutely. Chris Salamita, the Goldeyes starting pitcher, brought to you by Lower Level Sports Cards at 189 Henderson Highway, right beside the subway. Visit us at lowerlevelsportscards.ca. The AirHogs starting lineup is brought to you by Pembina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, proud supporter of your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Visit us at PembinaChrysler.com. Jimmy Mojica, who's been around this league for a while, played in Kansas City. He's a veteran. He starts at shortstop. He had Brandon Pinckney bats second, then Palmer Carr Jr., the leading hitter on this AirHogs club, bats third. Jason Botts hits fourth. He's the DH. Andres Rodriguez hits fifth. Vince DeFazio, the catcher, hits sixth. Fraser Hall seventh. Michael Herr eighth, and Eric Baker hits ninth. The AirHogs starting lineup is brought to you by Pembina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, proud supporter of your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Visit us at PembinaChrysler.com. So Chris Salamita coming off, as Kenny told you, two solid starts. He'll face Jimmy Mojica to open this thing up, and Mojica and Salamita have faced each other on a number of occasions over the past few years.
Mojica saying hello to a lot of players around the Goldeyes batting cage, including Jake Blackwood, a former teammate of his with the T-Bones.
Game's opening pitch is in there for a strike. It's brought to you by Metro Center Limited for trailers, trailer parts, and accessories. Visit us at Metro Center, 620 Nairn Avenue. So Salamita gets ahead of Mojica, kicks and delivers. There's a ground ball to the shortstop, Kuhn. Handles it easily, fires across the diamond, and two pitches and one out. When Chris Salamita is throwing strikes, when he's getting ahead of hitters, there's no better lefty in this league.
Oh, no question. And that's one of the reasons why he's back, and that's one of the reasons he came back last year to the Goldeyes. And some people were wondering if he had maybe come back 2 weeks early, if the Goldeyes might have made the playoffs last year.
Yep.
That was why it was so odd that he started off tough in the year. Obviously, two hitters ballparks, but he gave up 8 earned runs in his first start, only recorded 4 outs. But he's been back to form, worked out some things in the bullpen with Jamie Vermillier, and has looked a lot more like himself in those last 3 starts.
Here's the pitch by Salamita. It's high for ball one. Salamita faces Brandon Pinckney, the second baseman. Pinckney comes into the ball game hitting .247. Pitch is in there for a strike. 1-1, the count to Brandon Pinckney. Salamita kicks, delivers, misses outside. 2-1 This is the first game of a 3-game series between the Goldeyes and the Grand Prairie AirHogs. They'll go tomorrow night at 7 and then play a noon or 11 a.m. start. It's a morning game on Thursday. These two teams wrap up that series and Grand Prairie heads out onto the road. Pitch misses outside, tailing fastball, 3-1, the count to Brandon Pinckney. Then this weekend, a huge weekend, a 3-game series with the number 1 team in the North Division, the St. Paul Saints, team that's 17-8. 7 o'clock Friday, 6 o'clock Saturday, and 1:30 on Sunday afternoon. So lots of great baseball this week here in Winnipeg. Salamita kicks, delivers, he misses, and Pinckney draws a walk. There's that bugaboo that's really been hurting Salamita this year, losing hitters early in the ballgame.
Yeah, his walk totals aren't terrible, but he just hasn't been quite as effective as normal, maybe. And he's a guy, as we know, he works quickly, and he loves to work ahead, like most pitchers.
So stepping in is Palmer Carr Jr., hitting .372. 3 homers, 12 driven in. Salamita checks the runner. Here's the pitch. That's in there for a strike. Palmer Carr Jr. is a veteran in this league. Played in Grand Prairie last year. 6'2", 225. Curveball is in there for a strike, and quickly Salamita gets ahead 0-2 on the big guy, Palmer Carr Jr. Sounds like a quarterback in Texas, doesn't it?
Certainly does.
Quarterback's name. Pinckney at first, he drew a walk. 1 away. Salamita checks the runner, checks the sign. Here's the pitch. Just misses inside. Good pitch by Salamita. Couldn't get Carr to go fishing.
It's important for Salamita. He's not going to overpower it, but if he can get that fastball established on the inner half of the plate, it'll really make his off-speed stuff away more effective.
1-2 the count. The 15-9 Winnipeg Goldeyes. Here's the pitch by Salamita. That was close, and he can't believe that he missed that one. Boy, that was an awfully good pitch.
Looked like it split the plate in half.
Let's have another look at this pitch. See where he missed.
Oh boy.
Wow.
That's at the belt down the middle.
That's a home run pitch. Richie Abercrombie has never seen a better pitch than that in his career.
I guess
2-2
maybe he thought it was high,
count.
but I don't know how we could think that was high.
Here's the pitch. Curveball hit hard and mishandled at third base by Mazzola. It'll be an error on Josh Mazzola. On to second base goes Pinckney. So an error to Mazzola. Puts runners at first and second with just 1 out. And here comes the other big guy, Jason Botts.
1 hopper or 2 hopper. Mazzola just got a piece of the glove on it. Didn't get in front of it. That's a play that has to be made at the professional baseball level. Tough break for Salamita. Makes the pitch. Might have even been enough to get you the double play, but instead, a bit of a rally going here for the AirHogs.
Here comes Botts hitting .292 with 4 home runs and 12 driven in. 6'6". 255.
Former big leaguer
big
as well,
dude
with the Texas Rangers, I believe.
Quickly, Salamita gets ahead 0-1. Runners at first and second. 1 out. A walk and an error has Salamita in a jam. Jason Botts is tonight's cleanup hitter, brought to you by Multi-Material Stewardship of Manitoba. Did you know that more than half of all household garbage can be recycled? Recycling is easy and convenient. Are you recycling all you can? We all win with recycling. For more information, visit simplyrecycle.ca. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jason Botts. Salamita delivers. That's foul back up onto the roof. A ball and 2 strikes to Botts.
93 total games with the Texas Rangers, Scott, between 2005 and 2008, including 48 in 2007. Does have 5 career big league homers and 28 driven in those 93 games.
So Jason Botts, who has hit .351 in the last 10 games, starting to heat up. And not many of these AirHogs are heating up, but Botts is one of them. Here's Salamita's pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Off-speed pitch, fooled Botts. And that's 2 away, and here comes the next big guy, Andres Rodriguez.
Look at this excellent movement here, Scott. Real good downward movement on that slider. Botts goes fishing. First strike of the game for Salamita. We mentioned it earlier, when Salamita is on his game, that off-speed stuff is really moving, and there was some really good bend on that curveball right there.
So Salamita gets himself a strikeout for the second out of the inning, and here comes 6'5", 260-pound Andres Rodriguez. 2 big dudes back to back.
A little bit of beef in the heart of the order.
I'd say. First pitch by Salamita. It's on the corner for a strike. Rodriguez at 236. He has a homer, driven in 15. Rodriguez is a veteran, played in Grand Prairie last season. 35 years old. He's been around. Salamita checks the runners. Here's the pitch. Off-speed pitch, fools him 0-2. So that slider has fooled both Botts and Rodriguez.
That's key for Salamita.
Rodriguez has had a tough last 10 games, hitting just .216. 8 hits and 37 trips. 2 strikes to the big guy. Here's the pitch. And that's right down the middle for a strike. He's called out, and that does it for the Grand Prairie AirHogs early in this ballgame. No runs, no hits, an error, and 2 left. And Rodriguez is not a happy camper at that plate.
That's a long discussion for balls and strikes in the first inning.
Between Rodriguez and Sean Hicks. We played a half an inning here in downtown Winnipeg. It's Grand Prairie nothing. The Winnipeg Goldeyes coming to bat. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live right here on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Welcome back. There's Sean Hicks, the home plate umpire, having a few words with the Grand Prairie dugout. They're not very happy with the Andres Rodriguez called third strike, but to no avail. And Sean Hicks is one of those guys that's going to have a bit of patience arguing balls and strikes, simply because there aren't enough people on the bench. It's time now for the AirHogs starting defensive alignment. The boys out in the carpet, brought to you by A&R Carpet Barn. Visit one of our 2 locations at 50 Archibald Street and 655 Pembina Highway. Vince DeFazio is the catcher. Andres Rodriguez is at first. Brandon Pinckney, the second baseman. Jimmy Mojica at short. And Frazier Hall plays third base. Paul McCarr Jr. is in left field. Eric Baker's in center. And Michael Herr is in right. Ryan Surley, and it is pronounced Surly, is the pitcher tonight. The AirHogs defensive alignment brought to you by A&R Carpet Barn. Visit ANRCarpetBarn.com. Your AirHogs starting pitcher is brought to you by Lower Level Sports Cards at 189 Henderson Highway, right beside the subway. Visit us at lowerlevelsportscards.ca. Tell us about Mr. Surly, the pitcher for the AirHogs tonight.
The 5th start of the year, Scott, for Ryan Surley, 6-footer, 235 pounds. He's 1-1, 3.60 earned run average, 25 innings pitched, 23 strikeouts, 11 walks, and given up 20 hits. But he was more of a sinker slider kind of guy. A couple of the Goldeyes have faced him in Double-A ball when he was a member of the Tennessee Smokies and the Chicago Cubs organization.
That's the AirHogs starting pitcher Ryan Surley, brought to you by Lower Level Sports Cards at 189 Henderson Highway, right beside the subway. Visit us at lowerlevelsportscards.ca. The Goldeyes starting lineup is brought to you by Pembina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, proud supporter of your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Visit us at PembinaChrysler.com. That is the Grand Prairie lineup. We need the Goldeyes lineup. Tyler Kuhn leads it off, followed by Jake Blackwood and Ray Sadler. Luis Allen hits fourth, then Donnie Webb, Reggie Abercrombie, Josh Mazzola, Casey Harther, and Ryan Pineda. So Tyler Kuhn steps in to face Ryan Surley, and his first pitch is ball 1. The Goldeyes starting lineup brought to you by Pembina Chrysler Dodge Jeep, proud supporter of your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Visit us at pembinachrysler.com. So Kuhn steps in. He's hitting .373, no home runs and 7 driven in.
Didn't mean to chuckle there earlier on, but,
the pitcher couldn't see a ball thrown to him and ducked,
and then later
the catcher threw it into center field. Surly's pitch is a fastball at 88 right down the middle. 3 balls in 1 strike.
It was very odd. It was a very odd exchange.
Odd to look at. So Tyler Kuhn draws a walk to open the game. And the Goldeyes get their leadoff man on as Ryan Surly walks Tyler Kuhn, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Jake Blackwood, who's slowly but surely getting up to that 300 mark. We talked earlier about how Blackwood got off to a slow start, but there was never any doubt that this guy would hit. He had .340 in this league back in 2010, so there was never any real concern that the hitting wouldn't start at some point. And Blackwood's up to .260 now with 2 home runs and 17 driven in. So a pretty good lead for Tyler Kuhn at first. Here's the pitch by Surly. It's on the corner for strike 1.
And a lot of line outs for him as well, especially on that road trip. He really started to swing the bat a little bit better. It's just sort of a matter of time before he starts getting rewarded with better swings.
Oh, 0-1 to Blackwood. It's the pitch by Surly, and there's a chopper to short. Mojica handles it easily with second for 1, back to first, and a double play. A routine 6-4-3 double play. And quickly, Surly gets the kind of defense he needs.
Pitcher's best friend right here, Scott. There's that sinker. Blackwood hits it into the ground. Mojica takes it on a hop, flips it over to second, really over to first. Lots of time to get Blackwood. Double play ball.
So quickly 2 away, and that brings up Ray Sadler. Sadler, one of the leaders in the American Association in home runs with 6. The leader is Travis Danker of Lincoln. He has 11. Correct that, Laredo with 11. And Henry Wrigley of St. Paul has 7. Sadler next with 6, tied with Ian Gack of Lincoln. Foul ball into the crowd, a souvenir for some fortunate fan.
Scott, one of the issues the AirHogs have been having this year is poor defensive play. Already 23 errors on the season in just 24 games. They've been leaving the door open for the big inning, and a lot of teams have taken advantage against them.
1 ball and 1 strike to Sadler. Here's the pitch. That's inside, almost hit him. 2-1 to Ray. Clifton, Texas is Ray Sadler's hometown. Surly kicks, delivers, swing and a miss. Strike 2, 2-2 to Ray Sadler. Sadler at .242 on the season, 24 hits in 99 trips, 4 doubles, 6 homers, 16 driven in.
Slumping a bit lately, I guess you could say. 4 hits in his last 20 trips over the last 5 games.
Saturday night, he had a chance to win it, sent it to the wall with 2 out and 2 on, down 4-2 in Fargo. There's one popped up. Should be an easy play for Mojica at shortstop. He waves everybody off and makes the catch, and that'll do it for the Goldeyes in the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. There was a walk, but that was erased by the double play. You look at Jimmy Mojica. We've played 1 inning here on a beautiful night for baseball. We're in downtown Winnipeg, and we're on Shaw TV. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball. Scott Taylor, Ken Wiebe, and the wonderful Al Foster live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Join the movement to kick cancer. 5 simple things can reduce your risk of cancer up to 50%. Choose a balanced diet with plenty of fruits and vegetables. Get active to maintain a healthy body weight. Avoid tobacco and secondhand smoke. Protect yourself from UV rays. Follow cancer screening guidelines. See your doctor for regular checkups. Take the pledge to reduce your risk of cancer. Join the movement at kickcancer.ca.
An initiative of Cancer Care Manitoba Foundation, supported by Safeway.
Isn't she a cutie?
great hat. It's a derby-ish hat.
And spectacular glasses. Those sunglasses are killer. We're back for the start of the second inning. The top of 2, Vince DeFazio, the catcher, will lead it off, followed by Frazier Hall, and then the right fielder, Michael Herr. As Chris Salamita had a little trouble in the first inning, not so much of his own making. He walked Brandon Pinckney, and then an error to Josh Mazzola at third, put runners at first and second, but then a strikeout swinging by Botts and a called third strike by Rodriguez. And that was it for the Grand Prairie AirHogs, who, as Ken mentioned, had a long bus ride. Andy Humphrey, their radio announcer, said that they did have a sleeper. It was a comfortable bus. It was very nice, but it was still 24 hours.
Again, they did get in last night. However, that's a long. If you're going 24 hours on a bus, that's going to affect you a little bit.
Here's the difference between Europe and North America. Our CFO with the Goldeyes, Jason McCrae King, who was a great hockey player out at the University of Manitoba, played pro for a while in the old Texas League, the old Central League. Played for Waco, and they'd go to El Paso, and it'd be 8 hours.
The Western Professional Hockey League, the Whipple.
They'd go out to El Paso, and it'd be an 8-hour bus ride. So he finally gets cut in Waco, but Mike Sarant, the coach at Manitoba, phones him and says, there's a guy who wants a Division II player in Switzerland. Do you want to go? And he says, yeah, I'll go. So he goes and plays in Bern. He's got a 3-hour bus trip to Zurich. At an hour and a half, they stop at a truck stop and take a 5K walk to stretch their legs.
The art of travel.
The art of travel. We're in the second inning. It's the AirHogs and the Goldeyes. Nothing. Chris Salamita dealing. Here's the first pitch to Vince DeFazio, and it's on the corner for strike 1. The umpires for tonight's game, you've met Sean Hicks behind the plate. Marty Bauer is at first base. Marty Bauer. And Manitoba's own Hank Lemoyne. Henry Lemoyne is the third base umpire tonight. And that's a great story in itself. There's a curveball, just misses. Henry Lemoyne, who's always been a terrific umpire in Manitoba, and a great ball player himself.
And manager.
And a manager, yes. Yes, he's managed as well. At the age of 59, went to the American Association tryout camp.
Good on him.
And there's a pop-up. Hit a mile in the air. Sadler comes over. Abercrombie couldn't see it in that high sky, but Sadler, no problem. And there's the first out of the second inning. So Henry goes down there, and they change a bit of his mechanics, and he picks it up right away. And they said, yeah, he's 59 years old, but he's as good as the kids. We're going to give him work. And he was hired by the American Association. He's doing his first game tonight at third base, and congratulations to Henry Lemoyne. He's worked hard to get there, and it's nice to have a local umpire back.
Yeah, no question.
One away, left-handed hitting Frazier Hall steps in. First pitch by Salamita's right down the middle for strike 1. Hall comes in hitting .271. He has 2 home runs and 6 driven in.
Henry's got a lot of passion for baseball. Let's use that word.
Well, he's one of the great all-around athletes throughout his life. He's a great basketball player. Tremendous basketball player. Good curler. But he was a baseball player, and a good one. 1-1, the count to Frazier Hall. Pitch is on the corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I asked him one time in the national championships he'd won. Couldn't count them all. He's played in a lot of great teams.
It's a lot. There's been a lot of banter between the home plate umpire and the hitters in the early going.
Yes, really. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch by Salamita. Big curveball fouled off. It'll get into the crowd. Mazzola goes over hard, but will not get there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count remains to Frazier Hall.
Not all of the banter has been friendly either.
This
last little exchange seemed a little bit more friendly. I guess you guys want to try to establish where the zone is. I don't mind when there's a little
Sean
give and
Hicks
take.
Is going to establish where the zone
I didn't
is.
mind it when there's a little bit of give and take. I've been known to talk to an umpire too in a polite manner.
Well, you're from
just to know where the bottom of the zone is, maybe the edges. You want to know where the edges are.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Frazier Hall. Salamita gets the sign. Oh, what he hit him. Salamita's not very happy because he said that Frazier Hall leaned into it. But that was way inside. Wasn't thrown hard enough to hurt him. If you're going to get hit by that pitch.
Yeah, it's got to make an effort to get out of the way, but that's no real place for him to go in that situation. It's just a curveball that got away, and will go down as a hit batsman.
So Fraser Hall's at first base, and here comes Michael Herr. He's the right fielder. Comes in hitting .288. He has a homer, driven in 10. Michael Herr played in Rockford last year, just in LS1. 26 years old, 6'1", 195, Michael Herr. Salamita checks the runner. Pretty good lead for Fraser Hall at first. Here's the pitch. It's outside, ball 1.
Hall does have one steal on the year, has not been caught.
Not a bad crowd tonight for a Tuesday night. A lot of the corporates behind the plate didn't show up. But of course, we got the Manitoba Patrols. All the high school kids are here today. There's a pitch inside, 2 balls and no strikes. So the kids sections are full. And all of the Sky Suites are full tonight. So a busy night at the ballpark for a Tuesday in Winnipeg.
Beautiful day to be at the ball yard.
What a great night for baseball. What a great day yesterday for golf, the Goldeyes golf tournament.
No doubt.
Had an awfully good time. Salamita checks the runner, and he'll go over there and make sure that Fraser Hall is honest.
Gonna have to tell you that I think we found Zach Baldwin's replacement in terms of the long ball hitting. Kyle Anderson played in my group yesterday.
Hit it a ton, huh?
Oh boy. He had a couple drives over 300 yards, I'm not lying.
Pitch is fouled off. Back up onto the roof. Not quite to the roof, to the dinner at Clay Oven. I think it just fell in somebody's butter chicken.
Side order of rawhide.
Well, Trevor Alawalia could cook that up.
Souvenir.
Yep. Youngster gets a souvenir. Good for him.
Kyle Anderson almost drove the green on number 11.
At Bell Acres.
At Bell Acres.
That's long. Here's Salamita's pitch, and it's lined into right field for a base hit. Solid single to right for Michael Herr. First hit of the ball game for the Grand Prairie AirHogs, and that puts runners at first and second with 1 away and brings up the number 9 hitter, Eric Baker.
It's just a good piece of hitting, Scott. Not exactly a frozen rope, but flare into right field. Nice piece of hitting. Tony Webb gets on quickly to prevent the runner.
Remember, you can always stay connected to the game online. Find us on Facebook and Twitter at Shaw TV Winnipeg for updates, highlight replays, and behind-the-scenes coverage from right here at Shaw Park.
Preventing Hall from going to third, keeping the double play in order. Runners on first and second, 1 down.
And that brings up Eric Baker at .242, doesn't have a homer, 7 driven in. Starting center fielder. Salamita checks the runners. Kicks and delivers. Pitch is way outside, tailing fastball, ball 1. Salamita seems to me tonight a little bit more deliberate than he has been.
It's usually fairly a quick worker, no question.
Michael Herr's at first. He's not being held by Casey Harther. It's the pitch by Salamita, and that's on the corner for a strike. Eric Baker didn't like that call. Steps back.
AirHogs hitting .265 as a team this year, Scott. It's good for 7th place in the American Association.
Baker's a youngster, 26 years old, from Rogers State in Oklahoma, a rookie in this league, 5'10", 180. Salamita gets the sign from Luis Allen. Checks the runner, kicks and delivers. Curveball is on the corner for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Eric Baker.
Former Goldeye Jason Jarvis picked up.
I saw Jason Jarvis in the hallway today. I said, how you doing? He says, better now, after the Goldeyes had released him just after the road trip. And picked up by Grand Prairie. So he's still in the ballpark. There's a chopper at the plate. Salamita makes the play. He'll fire to first. They get Baker easily. 1-3 on the putout. Everybody moves up 90 feet, so that puts 2 runners in scoring position for the leadoff hitter, Jimmy Mojica.
Really good communication on this play, Scott. Salamita, I think, was thinking about third at one point here after fielding the grounder. He definitely was thinking about it. Heard in his ear that he should be going to first, and it's a good thing that he threw it hard over there, just catching the runner, Baker, by a step. Real smart play.
Good defensive play by Chris Salamita. So here's Mojica. 250 hitter coming in. Doesn't have a homer's, driven in 4. Grounded out to the shortstop, Tyler Kuhn, in his first trip in the first inning. Here's the pitch by Salamita right down the middle. That tailing fastball, it starts in the inside corner. It's tough, really tough to hit.
Yeah, real good movement. Mojica plays with a little bit of flair. I like that about his game. Always carried a bit of swagger when he came to the ballpark as a visiting player.
Salamita gets the sign. Allen sets up outside. That's a curveball that catches the corner for strike 2. So Salamita gets way ahead. Salamita, a couple of control issues. He walked Brandon Pinckney, and he hit Fraser Hall. There's been a single and an error mixed in there, but that's why he's had a couple of runners on base in each inning. Right now, 2 in scoring position with an 0-2 count on Jimmy Mojica. Allen sets up, and there's a line shot, base hit. That's going to score 2. Quickly, it's 2-0 for the Grand Prairie AirHogs as Jimmy Mojica singles and drives in a pair, and the Goldeyes fall behind early.
Just the 16th game of the year for Mojica since joining the AirHogs, Scott. Only hitting 250 going into the contest with 4 driven in. He turns that into 6. That's a hanging curve, and Mojica sat back perfectly on it and drilled it into center field. Nice, smooth, compact swing, and Mojica drives in the first 2 runs of this ball game.
So it's 2-0 now. Grand Prairie leads it. Mojica's at first with 2 away, and here's Brandon Pinckney. He walked in first. Salamita delivers on the corner for a strike. Fastball. Tailing again. Catches that outside corner. It's pretty hard to hit that pitch. Salamita checks the runner. There goes the runner. He's picked off. Harther to second, and it's not handled by Tyler Kuhn, and Mojica gets a stolen base. Good throw by Harther, maybe a little bit high, but Kuhn couldn't handle it, and Mojica gets a steal.
Salamita has him picked off. Harther with the throw. Looked like
Kuhn was just trying to put the tag on.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to apply it before he squeezed it.
So Mojica gets into scoring position. 1 strike on Brandon Pinckney.
Goldeyes just have not been quite as crisp as they need to be defensively here in the early stages of the ball game.
Pitch is high. 1-1 to Pinckney. Pinckney, just 5'10", 170 pounds. Played in Grand Prairie last year. He's a veteran. He's 32 years old. Salamita checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Curveball, misses. 2 balls and a strike now to Pinckney. Goldeyes are 12-5 on the road this season, 3-4 at home. Two and 1 the count. Salamita delivers. Swing and a miss. 2-2 to Brandon Pinckney. Pinckney been struggling in his last 10, hitting just 200. 7 hits and 35 at bats coming in. Of course, he walked in his first trip. Just 125 in his last 5 games, 2 for 16. Salamita being careful with the number 2 hitter in the lineup. Here's the pitch to Pinckney. Another curveball, hit high in the air and hit very, very deep. It's going to drop in the gap between Abercrombie and Sadler. Coming in to score easily is Mojica, and it's 3-0 for Grand Prairie. So a guy who's been 2 for 16 his last 5 games delivers a double and an RBI
This was a bit of an odd play, Scott. Hanging curveball. It looked like it was just a high can of corn.
I don't think anybody saw it. This high sky is hard to deal with, and Reggie...
Looked like you didn't see it.
He didn't see it.
You can just tell by the reaction.
Reggie had no idea where that was. And I thought when that ball went off the bat, it was going to be a routine out. Sadler couldn't get there, and Abercrombie didn't see it.
Now, good job by Tyler Cooney. He did point right off the hop, trying to communicate, but again, it looked like it just wasn't seen off the bat. Otherwise, that's a routine pop-up.
Routine out. Yeah. It ends up dropping in the gap for a double. And 3 runs have come across here in this second inning. On 3 hits. That brings up Palmer Carr Jr., the big hitter, hitting .372. Salamita kicks, delivers, misses outside, ball 1.
It seemed like even Mojica thought it was going to be caught. He was sort of jogging from second base. Scored easily, but...
I still think everybody in the building thought it was going to be caught. Reggie just didn't see it off the bat, clearly. There's a pitch in there for strike 1-1. Pinckney with a pretty good lead at second base. Pitch to Carr, misses low. 2 balls and 1 strike.
10th season of independent baseball for Mr. Carr. Career .280 batting average in independent ball.
In 10 seasons.
9, yeah. 10th this year.
There's Rick Forney working on the gum. Pitch to Carr is hit a ton. That is scalded. It is gone. A home run for Palmer Carr, his 4th of the year. And suddenly a 5 spot has been put up here in the second inning. Chris Salamita hits a batter, base hit the other way, gets a ground ball back to the mound, and then a single, a double, and a home run, and suddenly it's 5-0. And that was scalded off the bat.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I just mentioned the .280 career batting average going into this season. Boy, oh boy, that ball was just launched.
It's Home Run, brought to you by Home Run Sports. Proud sponsors of your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Home Run Sports, located at 20 De La Seigneurie Boulevard, bringing you home runs all season long. So 5-0 here in the second inning. Goldeyes have got to dig themselves out of a hole if Salamita can get out of this inning with Jason Botts coming to the plate. Here's a pitch, misses outside, ball 1.
Have another look at it here, and it looked another pit. Oh, that's just right over the inside half of the plate, belt high, and Carr did not make any mistake on that one. Just line shot right out of the yard.
Pitch is on the corner, 1-1 to Jason Botts. Botts struck out back in the first inning.
You can tell the frustration for Salamita. He had a runner picked off, and then he had a routine fly ball. Neither play was made. Next thing you look up, you got a 5 spot up on the board.
Yeah, it's defense that's hurt him, no question. And he's frustrated. Pitch is high and outside, 2 balls and a strike.
Now again, he's an experienced pitcher, and he's got to battle through that. But again, if those plays are made behind him, you're not looking at a crooked number on the board.
And he's also not the kind of guy that's going to say anything to his defense. He won't say a word to them. It's not anybody's fault. There's a pitch that's in there for a strike. 2-2.
That's
Jason Botts.
That's one thing you hear from almost every Goldeye you talk to.
Exactly.
Everybody picks each other up out there. You hear that almost when you talk about what have been the keys to the success of this ball club. Everyone says it's not a one-man show here. Everyone picks each other up if things aren't going well. One night it's somebody, the other night it's someone else. They've got a real team camaraderie building so far, it seems.
Well, they're going to have to put it to good use now. Down 5-0. 3-2 the count to Jason Botts. Salamita gets a sign from Luis Allen. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out for the second time. Jason Botts goes down and strikes, and the second inning is over. 5 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors, and 1 man left on base. We've played an inning and a half here in downtown Winnipeg. The Grand Prairie AirHogs jump out to a 5-0 advantage over the Winnipeg Goldeyes. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway. The Lazy Boy Comfort Zones, located in the Winnipeg Free Press Sky Suite, is fully furnished with the latest Lazy Boy sofas, love seats, and recliners. The Winnipeg Goldeyes would like to thank Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries, located at 1425 Ellis Avenue, for their support. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Comfort, it's what we do.
There you look at Chris Salamita, who had a tough second inning, giving up 5 runs on 4 hits. Some defensive woes behind him. 1 in 4 deaths on Manitoba roads involves a distracted driver. Texting and driving is illegal and could cost you a $200 fine, 2 demerits, or your life. Please don't text and drive. A message from Manitoba Public Insurance and your Winnipeg Goldeyes. Al Foster, how's that social media doing?
Well, I tell you, Scott and Kim, we always want to remind our viewers at home, if they've got the smartphone in hand, to follow the game online and on Twitter. We're at Shaw TV Winnipeg, or of course you can find us on Facebook. And we do have a tweet from Mikala Turco saying, best friend currently at the Goldeyes game, enjoying a hot dog and a beer, watching baseball, boys. Want to invite me to Paradise next time? There you go.
Well, I don't disagree. It is Paradise, and that guy knows it.
He sure does.
Dancing Gabe. Welcome to Paradise. For the Goldeyes in this second inning, it'll be Luis Allen, Donnie Webb, and Reggie Abercrombie. And Luis Allen steps in. He's tonight's Goldeyes cleanup hitter, brought to you by Multi-Material Stewardship of Manitoba. Did you know that more than half of all household garbage can be recycled? Recycling is easy and convenient. Are you recycling all you can? We all win with recycling. For more information, visit simplyrecycle.ca. First pitch to Luis, the player of the week in the American Association, is in there for strike 1. For Luis Allen, it's been a pretty good few days. In his last 10, he's hitting .424. In his last 5, he's hitting .450.
12 of 24 on the trip with 9 RBI. Not a bad week.
Not a
bad week's work.
Yeah, no wonder they won a few games. 5-2 road trip.
Classic Luis. I saw him yesterday at the Field of Dreams tournament. No talking about hitting is the first thing he said to me. And not rudely. You know he's a very superstitious individual.
So superstitious.
But at least he's consistent. He doesn't want to talk about hitting when he's hitting .244 or .333.
Exactly.
Happy to talk about anything else. And he's enjoyed the move to the cleanup role, but he said, I don't change my approach. Doesn't matter if I hit leadoff, 9th, 4th, whatever it is. Hit me wherever in the lineup.
Pitch in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Luis Allen. Donnie Webb into the on-deck circle. It'll be Allen, Webb, and Abercrombie facing Ryan Surley. Here's the pitch to Allen. There's a ground ball. Good play at third base. Fire to first. They get Luis Allen. Nice play by Fraser Hall at third. Big high hop. Looked like it was going to handcuff him. He hung with it. Makes a good play. And Hall gets Allen with the first out of the second inning.
Another perfect example of knowing who the base runner is, Scott. If you rush this play, you may not get him, but knowing it's the catcher, really tough hop there. Hall stuck with it, took his time, made sure he threw a strike over to first base. Really nice play at third at the hot corner by Fraser Hall to get Allen for the first out of the inning.
So quickly one away. Here's Donnie Webb. First pitch to Webb is high for ball 1. Goldeyes trail at 5-0. We're in the second inning. Pitch to Webb is inside. 2-0 to Donnie Webb. Donnie Webb comes in hitting .286. He has a homer and 12 driven in. Pitch to Webb is fouled off, and uh-oh. You're not parked over there, are you?
Not today, no.
No, you're good.
The Malibu is safe today.
Uh-oh. Better get Mako. Collision Repair and Auto Painting, Canada's Body Shop at 983 Wall Street. Whoever owned that car is going to have to go to Mako. 3 balls and 1 strike to Donnie Webb. We're in the second inning. 5-0. Grand Prairie leads it, and Webb draws a walk. Second base runner of the game for the Goldeyes. And that'll bring up Reggie Abercrombie, the center fielder.
Patience from Webb. Goldeyes got to try to get some base runners here if they want to chip into this deficit.
Now, we talked about guys that are starting to get it together. Reggie Abercrombie is one of those guys. He started out hitting just not very well at all, about .220 when they left on the road trip. On the last 10 games, he's hitting .306. His last 5, he's hitting .471. 8 for 17 in his last 4. So Reggie got a day off in the second game of the doubleheader, and he has started to hit the baseball. First pitch, a strike, a 91-mile-an-hour fastball from Ryan Surly. 5-0, Grand Prairie leads it. Donnie Webb at first. 1 away, Reggie Abercrombie at the plate. Surly gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Low and inside, 1-1, the count to Reggie.
Webb has good speed, as we know. 8 steals on the year. He has been caught twice.
Did anyone at the golf tournament yesterday have more fun than Reggie Abercrombie?
I don't think there's many people that have more fun in life than Reggie Abercrombie.
Man, he was wearing his...
Always got a smile on his face.
There's a chopper. Foul.
Even when he was struggling, I said, this is the one thing that's stood out about me. Sometimes when a veteran gets off to a slow start, he can be a bit surly, for lack of a better term. Abercrombie's always upbeat whenever you see him. That's a great attitude to have.
Never gets upset. Yesterday he had those Scottish Highlander socks on. They look great. He had so much fun yesterday. 1-2, the count to Reggie. Here's the pitch by Surly. There's a chopper to short. Mojica, easy play to second for 1. Back to first, and they get him. Double play, 6-4-3. Abercrombie hits into the twin killing, and that'll do it for the Goldeyes in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Another walk, another double play. We played 2 complete here in downtown Winnipeg. You look at Reggie Abercrombie. It's the Winnipeg Goldeyes trailing the Grand Prairie AirHogs 5-0. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
From the big screen to your screen, check out Lone Survivor playing right now on Shaw On Demand.
You see this? We're fixing to get into a pretty good gunfight. There's a storm inside of us.
At Go Winnipeg, we get to do things a little bit differently than other stations.
It all starts with sitting down to draw a picture.
We go past the basic facts and become storytellers, showing viewers what's happening in the city and beyond.
And I hope one day I can play in the Olympics.
Stories that may otherwise be missed, yet matter so much to our community. We even hit the scene with special event live mobile coverage. That's the Shaw TV difference.
Welcome back to Winnipeg. Lots going on in the crowd, lots to talk about. The Goldeyes trail at 5-0. 5-0 as we start the third inning. In the top of the third, it'll be Andres Rodriguez to lead it off. He struck out back in the first, followed by Vince DeFazio and Fraser Hall. Facing Chris Salamitas, he works into his third inning. Remember, you can always stay connected to the game online. Find us at Facebook and Twitter at Shaw TV Winnipeg for updates, highlight replays, and behind-the-scenes coverage from right here at Shaw Park. There's a pop-up in foul territory. 1 pitch, 1 out as Mazzola makes the play on Rodriguez. And that'll bring up Vince DeFazio.
Again, good communication. Salamita is a pretty good outfielder back in the day.
He was, and plays outfielder in senior ball when he was in New York.
Yeah, watch how he chases this fly ball. A lot of pitchers just want to sit back and let their fielders take it. Salamita gets over there quickly just in case. Again, good job by Mazzola to take charge, but Salamita is right there in case he loses it.
He wants to make all of those plays.
He does.
So 1 away, here's Vince DeFazio, the catcher. First pitch by Salamita is right down the middle for strike 1. Goldeyes and AirHog go at it again tomorrow night right here, 7 o'clock at Shaw Park. This is the first game of a 3-game set between these two clubs. And you wouldn't know what their records were coming in if you looked at the score right now. With Grand Prairie ahead 5-0. Grand Prairie came in 10-17. The Goldeyes were 15-9. Salamita kicks, delivers. Curveball is in there for strike 2.
Another real solid trip for the Goldeyes. Took 5 of 7. They should have won 6 of 7 Friday night in Fargo. After Kyle Anderson had a outstanding 7 innings, the bullpen gave it up in rare fashion. The bullpen's been very good this year, but gave up the 3 runs in the 9th inning in that rally by the Redhawks on 4 consecutive hits to steal what looked like the 5th consecutive win for the Goldeyes. Here you see Brian Myro with the ZZ Top, Adam Lind-esque goatee.
Swing and a miss. Salamita gets DeFazio on strikes. 3rd strikeout of the game. Correct that, the 4th strikeout of the game for Chris Salamita. 2nd out of this inning. 2-way brings up Frazier Hall. I think Brian Myro's enjoying this little interim management job.
Well, this is his first year coaching, and you know, he was always a very cerebral guy. You knew he probably would stay involved in the game. Did make it all the way to the big leagues. This is a guy who loved hitting, loved talking about hitting, and was a very good hitter. So not a surprise to see him in that hitting coach role.
First pitch to Hall is in there for strike 1. Frazier Hall hit by a pitch with 1 out in the 2nd, and that got everything going. Then Hurst singled. Baker grounded out to put runners at 2nd and 3rd. Mojica singled to drive in 2. 1 strike to Frazier Hall. Pitch is high, 1-1. That's when Pinckney got credit for a double that should have been a routine out, but Reggie Abercrombie did not see the ball leave the bat. By the time he got to the ball, it was in the gap. Went for a double, scored another run, and then a 2-run home run by Palmer Card Jr. And that's where we are, 5-0 ball game. Here's the pitch by Salamita, off-speed pitch, grounded to Harther. He knocks it down, makes the play, flips it to Salamita, who gets to the bag first. What a great athletic play by Chris Salamita. What an outstanding play. It'll go 3-1 for the putout, but Chris Salamita with a sliding dive to first base to get the 3rd out, and nothing across for the Grand Prairie AirHogs. Let's watch this.
Real good play on both ends. Harther dives, and then look at the sliding effort by Salamita to get to the bag first. Really nice play overall.
Great defensive play for a pitcher who at times thinks he's an outfielder. Chris Salamita, great athlete and a great athletic play. Nothing across for the Grand Prairie AirHogs in the 3rd. They still lead at 5-0. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball. Scott Taylor, Ken Weave, and Al Foster. Glad you could join us right here on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Ready for summer? If you have a cottage or cabin, Shaw Direct has your family's entertainment covered. Get Shaw Direct Satellite TV for your home away from home and receive your first month free. 2 free movies plus a free HD PVR rental for 2 years. Got a cottage or cabin? Get Shaw Direct Satellite TV today.
Chiropractors in Manitoba are passionate about the services they provide. Over the years, they develop health and wellness programs for the public that provide preventative approaches to avoiding pain and improving daily performance. One of those programs, Straighten Up Manitoba, which we do right here in the ballpark in the 4th inning, will help improve posture, stabilize core muscle groups, enhance health, and prevent problems with your spine. Complete the exercises when you have 3 free minutes anytime during your day. A message from the Manitoba Chiropractors Association. So a thrilling night at the ballpark. And for the Goldeyes here in the 3rd, it'll be Josh Mazzola, Casey Harther, and Ryan Pineda, the bottom of the order, to face Ryan Surley. First pitch to Mazzola is in there for strike, 0-1.
Surley's done a nice job keeping the ball down in the zone so far.
He has indeed, and he's got the lead in this ball game. 5-zip, hasn't given up a hit yet, and we're in the 3rd inning. 1-1, the count to Josh Mazzola. Mazzola's another one of those guys who's starting slowly but surely to snap out of it. Although he was not very good in his last 10, hitting 194, he's been pretty good in his last 5, hitting 333 as he fouls it off. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mazzola. Mazzola in the last 5 is 6 for 18. He has 4 runs scored, a home run, 3 driven in. So it looks like he might be starting to get it together, hitting 200 now.
Yeah, no question.
Pitch by Surley, way outside, 2-2.
We've mentioned it before, his first year with the Goldeyes out of organized baseball. He did struggle mightily out of the gate, but ended up being one of their most productive hitters that year.
There's a line shot, 2 hops to Mojica at short. Easy play at first. And they say he pulled first baseman Rodriguez off the bag, and Mazzola is going to be safe on an error. Be an error on the throw to Mojica.
Interesting here. Watch this. This looks like a bit of an eephus thrown by Mojica. Watch this. It's definitely a changeup. Kind of lobs it over.
Oh, he's off the bag. First base umpire for just an odd throw to first base. There's a ground ball up the middle, and it's through for a base hit. Solid single to center for Casey Harther. And that puts runners on first and second, and that's the first hit of the ball game for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Your first hit for the Goldeyes is brought to you by the University of Winnipeg. This year, the Goldeyes leading hitter will win the Tear the Cover Off the Ball trophy presented by the University of Winnipeg. The current leader is Tyler Kuhn. He's hitting .373. So the first hit comes to us via the 8th hitter in the lineup, Casey Harther. Solid single to center, puts runners at first and second. With nobody out, brings up Ryan Pineda. The Goldeyes trailing 5-0, and here's a chance to make a little noise. The only thing they don't want to happen is a double play ball. Here's the pitch by Surly. It's in there for a strike.
Good swing by Harther to hit it up the middle. Thought for a second it might be hit hard enough that Mojica might be able to get over there, but real good job by Harther to go up the middle. Harther was one of the players who has faced Surly before, back in AA. The other being Tyler Kuhn.
Pineda calls timeout. Mazzola, good lead at second. Harther not being held at first. There's a pitch on the corner, and quickly Pineda falls behind 0-2. Ryan Pineda comes in hitting .244. He has a home run. He's driven in 9. He has struggled over the last 10 games, hitting just .167, 5 for 30. He's just 2 for 15 in his last 5 games. So a bit of a rough spot for young Ryan Pineda. There's a pitch, and that's way inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And when you're struggling, you just got to get back to basics.
Yep.
Try to hit the ball up the middle if you can. Go with the pitch. Don't try to do too much with it.
Where it's pitched, hit it right back. 1-2 the count to Pineda. Pitch by Surly. There's a line drive up the middle for a base hit. Mazzola comes around third. He'll score. Throw comes into the first baseman, Rodriguez, who cuts it off. And a solid single to center for Ryan Pineda, and a run batted in, and the Goldeyes are on the board. It's 5-1.
Again, Scott, just like I mentioned.
Yeah, that was exactly like Coach Ken Weave would teach it. I mean, that was perfect. Get your bat over the ball and hit a line drive.
That's what Tom Baith, I'm sure, was talking with Pineda around the cage today. Again, the 2 strikes, you shorten up your swing. Don't try to do too much with it. Nice, short, compact swing by Pineda. Mazzola hustling all the way, scores the Goldeyes' first run of the game. And again, if you're the Goldeyes, you just try to chip away here.
Yeah, you have lots of innings. It's only the 3rd. You don't have to get them all at once.
You can see Pineda quite happy getting
coming
back
out
on
of the
board.
slump.
Coming back on the board.
There's a foul ball off the bat of Tyler Kuhn. Tyler Kuhn comes in. He walked his first trip, was erased on a double play back in the first inning. He is the leading hitter on the club, hitting .373. Doesn't have a homer, and would never call himself a home run hitter. He's driven in 7. He's a leadoff guy and has done a great job at the top of the order this season.
Real good speed on the bases. He's done a great job of seeing pitches, Scott. He's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes, and that's exactly what you want out of your leadoff guy. See a lot of pitches that will help yourself as the game progresses. It also helps the guys who hit behind you get a better indication of what the pitcher can bring to the table. It's been a real, not pleasant surprise, I think, but he's been a real impact player since his arrival here. A lot of AAA time.
There's a long fly ball the other way. Will it get down? It will, but it'll be foul. Just foul. Kuhn going the other way. Lands about 3 feet foul. And it's just a long, loud strike. Going over quickly to make the play was Palmer Carr Jr.
Kuhn's done a real nice job in the field as well. For a guy who hasn't played
He's done a tremendous
regularly
job
at short
yes.
in over 3 seasons.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tyler Kuhn. Down at second base is Casey Harther. Over at first is Ryan Pineda, who has the RBI single. Second hit of the night for the Goldeyes. Surly kicks, delivers. There's a little flare, and it's going to be caught. Oh, and dropped by the third baseman, Frazier Hall. The bat's broken, and Hall drops a little flare off a broken bat, can't handle it.
Hall made a nice play earlier.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Tyler Kuhn, it remains.
Routine play. Hall made a real nice play at third earlier and just sort of closed the glove early. He just whiffed. They are giving an error right now, yeah.
It's an error.
On the potential foul out. Kuhn gets an extra life out of the deal. Once again, the door left open by the AirHogs. Poor defensive effort.
Surly kicks and delivers, and it's foul back. Kuhn's protecting the plate. Gets a piece of it, fouls it off. Goldeyes have a run in this inning. They also still have nobody out with runners at first and second. Jake Blackwood moved into the on-deck circle. Tyler Kuhn facing Ryan Surly. Surly gets the sign from DeFazio. Checks the runners. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Tyler Kuhn goes down on strikes.
That's a real good pitch right there. Really tied him up on the inner half. Not sure if this is sinker or slider, but saw some real good late movement. Well, that's a great slider right there. It just fell right off the table and came right at his back leg.
Great pitch by Surly to get the first out of the inning. That's his first strikeout of the ball game, and it'll bring up Jake Blackwood. Blackwood came in hitting .260. He's hit into a double play already tonight. 0 for 1. Ray Sadler on deck. Pineda at first. Arthur at second, 1 away. Surly gets the sign. Here's the pitch. And there's one chopped foul. 1 strike to Jake Blackwood. Blackwood, of course, played in the American Association in 2010 when it was still the Northern League, and he was the player of the year, hitting .341. An outstanding season in Kansas City.
For great power that year as well.
Exactly. 10 home runs, I believe, back in that season. Might have been more. He had a tremendous year. Here's the pitch to Blackwood. Swing and a miss. Quickly, Surly gets ahead 0-2.
31 homers, 86 driven in.
Wow.
Being
what a season.
Eye-popping season. 331.
331, not 348. But 331 still pretty good.
16 steals.
What a tremendous year he had.
Got picked up that year.
San Diego Padres organization had a great year last year and got released. Pitches inside, made the Texas League All-Star team. Still released. It's a tough, tough job.
No kidding.
Trying to get to the majors. Still lives in Kansas City. Jake Blackwood. 1-2 the count. Pitch by Surly's foul back. How good did this field look now? We finally got some spring. We finally got some spring weather. The rains come at the right time.
Finally, yeah.
It looks just sensational. I was out there to do our little pregame show, and it's lush. Still some spots around the plate, but for the most part, outstanding shape. 1-2 the count to Blackwood. Surly checks, delivers. It's on the corner for strike 3. Blackwood is called out on strikes. So a great job by Ryan Surly to get 2 of the toughest hitters in the lineup, Kuhn and Blackwood, on strikes. Kuhn swings and misses for strike 3. Blackwood goes down.
Another real crisp slider here. Look at that. There again, backdoor slider. Really good movement. Looked like it was going to be inside and just bent at the last second to catch the inside corner.
So runners remain at first and second. Here comes Ray Sadler. 6 home runs on the season. Here's the pitch to Sadler, high and inside for ball 1. Again, as Kenny pointed out, the Goldeyes don't really need a home run right now. They just like a base hit, get another run, just kind of chip away at this 5-0 lead. Pitch to Sadler's down the middle for strike 1. They have done a bit of chipping here in this inning on Pineda's RBI single to make it 5-1. But with runners at first and second, nobody out, 2 straight strikeouts by Surly. There's the pitch to Sadler outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to the power-hitting left fielder from Clifton, Texas, Ray Sadler.
Plenty of power.
Surly's pitch chopped foul. So 2-2 to Sadler.
Good hustle by the ball boy over there.
Five runs on 4 hits, 2 errors for the AirHogs. 1 run on 2 hits and 1 error for the Goldeyes. Sadler calls time, steps out.
Well, he struck out the last 2 guys on sliders. If I'm Sadler, I'm thinking there's a pretty good chance he could go to the slider here as well.
Here's the pitch. There's a fly ball, hit pretty deep, but not deep enough. Over easily is the center fielder, Eric Baker. He makes the catch, and that'll do it for the Goldeyes in the 3rd. But as Kenny says, they do chip away a little bit. They get 1 run on 2 hits. There was 2 errors and 2 men left on base. So we've played 3 complete here in downtown Winnipeg. It's the Grand Prairie AirHogs, their first visit ever to Winnipeg. Leading this one 5-1 at Safeway Goldeyes Baseball, and it's live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Before we get to the serious stuff of the game, Rick, you had a chance yesterday to have a day off, play a little golf. I understand that's something you enjoy.
Yeah, we enjoy to get out and do something a little different than baseball, and golf is one of the easier, safest things for us to do.
Now to the game at hand. The score doesn't really do justice for your starter, Chris Salamidi.
And Salamita will face Michael Hurd. Lots going on at the ballpark this week. Tomorrow night, Big Slick is on the entertainment stage. The Snow Tones are going to sing the anthem again. Everybody likes the Snow Tones.
They were very good.
Yeah, they were terrific. They're just outstanding. Everybody loves the Snow Tones. So they'll do the anthem for tomorrow night's game. Here's the first pitch to her. It's that moving fastball, that tailing fastball in there for a strike.
Real good location on that one, at the knees and away.
Her singled back in the 2nd inning. He's 1 for 1 in the ballgame. Off-speed pitch, foul back. No balls and 2 strikes to her. They play her straight away. Mazzola is almost back on the grass at 3rd. It's the pitch, curveball. It's a little soft fly ball to Ray Sadler out in left field. Sadler makes the catch. And that's the first out of this 4th inning. It'll bring up Eric Baker. Lots going on the weekend, too. And, of course, we're going to talk more about the ALS Society. But it's ALS Society game, the big game on Saturday night. Local actor Joel Otto will play the part of Lou Gehrig in the pregame speech. So it'll be a big night at the ballpark on Saturday. ALS Awareness Night, Lou Gehrig Night at the ballpark on Saturday. St. Paul Saints in town. There's the first pitch lined out into right field to Donnie Webb, and Eric Baker, 1 pitch, 2 outs.
Be a real good series, Scott. Goldeyes got a chance to see the Fargo Warrior Redhawks, one of their annual combatants in that tough North Division, and George Samus has put together another real good ball club this year, and they're off to a fine start as well.
Tougher thing for the Goldeyes when it comes to making the playoffs is that they've got to beat out St. Paul and Fargo in this division. That doesn't make it easy.
It's very similar to the AL East, if you will.
So 2 away, and here's Mojica, the hero so far. He has a couple RBIs on a single. Drove in the first 2 runs of the ballgame. Salamita kicks and delivers. Pitch misses. And 1 ball and no strikes. Once again, the Goldeyes straight away on Mojica. Jake Blackwood is on the outfield grass at second. Salameda's pitch is in there for a strike, 1-1. Nick Hernandez gets the start tomorrow night. Goldeyes and AirHogs at 7 o'clock. Hernandez, the lefty, who does everything else right-handed.
I was going to say, you had a nice chat with him yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah. He's a great guy. Pitch to Mojica's a curveball in there for strike 1 and 2. His dad was a big fan of the Miami Dolphins. So he wanted him to be a football player like Dan Marino. So he taught him how to throw a football right-handed. So he would play Little League football right-handed, and he could still rest his arm because he pitched baseball left-handed.
It's very odd.
He does everything right-handed except throw a baseball.
Ambidextrous in some regards.
In some regards, except for the one. There's a pitch outside, 2-2. No, the amazing part is the only thing he does left-handed is throw a baseball. And he got to professional baseball with that.
It's very impressive.
It really is. 2-2, the count to Jimmy Mojica. That's tomorrow night. Nick Hernandez getting the start for the Goldeyes against these AirHogs. Here's the pitch by Salameda. It's just misses. Salameda walked to the dugout. Boy, did that look like strike 3.
Well, this is why he was disappointed.
That's right down the middle. That split the plate at the belt.
Let's just say it's not a very high strike zone.
Oh, today. Wow. 3-2, the count to Mojica. Mojica steps out because Salameda, I don't know, he's wondering what he needs to do. That's the second time a pitch that has split the plate at the belt has been called a ball. 3-2, the count. Here's the pitch by Salameda. It's chopped down to third base. Good play by Mazzola. Long throw across the diamond and a dandy. Mazzola has a gun, and they get Mojica 5-3. And that does it for the AirHogs in the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Good play by Mazzola to end it. It's still 5-1. Grand Prairie leads. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball, live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
I guess the first order of business is to welcome you back. How does it feel to be back here in Winnipeg?
No, it's always great to come back to Winnipeg. The fans are great. The atmosphere is amazing. It doesn't get any better than this anywhere in the league.
Now, just to this game, you guys aren't playing like a 10-14 team that just had a 24-hour road trip here.
No, that's true. You know, we got in early last night. We got some good sleep, but we were able to get a couple of runs on the board early, which is good against somebody like Salameda. I know Sally from when I played here, and he's a tough pitcher. And I know that Winnipeg's going to come back. They're a good offense.
And I know you don't want to dwell on this, but just give folks an idea to go on a trip like that for 24 hours on the bus. That can't be easy on your guys.
You know, we're pretty fortunate. We have a good bus and a bus driver that drives pretty fast. So we have beds and everything. It's not as bad as you think. I've had a lot worse. I promise you that.
All right. Well, it's so good to talk to you. Thanks for chatting with us. And welcome back.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Al Foster. Thanks, Brian Myro. Myro had a pretty good major league career after he left Winnipeg.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
nice
call
job.
it Hall of Fame-like, but it was pretty good. He hit some home runs, made some big plays.
Dodgers and the Padres.
Yes. Yeah. He's a good ball player. And a great ball player.
I remember the day his contract was purchased, talking to him on the way out of the park. Yankees purchased his contract, and he was fired up about working his way to the big leagues, and he made it. Not a lot of guys make it. It's a testament to his ability to hit. He was always such a great hitter, a real good doubles hitter. But he had a very good eye. He was very patient at the plate, and he really worked hard at his craft, and he became a very good hitter. And again, he made it as a big leaguer, and that is an impressive showing.
It really is for Brian Myro. We are in the bottom of the 4th inning. It will be Luis Allen, Donnie Webb, and Reggie Abercrombie to face Ryan Surley, who's pitched very, very well through the first 3. Goldeyes trail at 5-1, and you're looking at the player of the week in the American Association, Luis Allen. Here's the pitch, low and inside, ball 1. Surley from the first 3 innings, giving up a run, 2 hits. The Goldeyes have made an error. Surley's pitch is in there for a strike.
Yeah, only 1 error on the board, but 2 kind of misplays.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, there were misplays.
1 misplay and 1 missed play, if you will.
Pitch low, 2 balls and 1 strike to Allen.
The inability to get the pickoff play converted, and then the pop-up that led to another couple runs.
Luis told me yesterday he's not a golfer. Swing and a miss. 2-2 to Allen.
But
he was walking around his driver, walking around the putting green with his driver, telling me that he was waiting to hit some long, but if he didn't, it wasn't going to be a very good day.
Surly's an Australian, born in Brisbane.
Here's the pitch, foul back. Allen protects the plate.
Good job staying alive.
2-2 the count remains. So we have an Australian pitching to a Venezuelan in Canada.
Interesting.
Something you don't see every day. Surly's pitch is inside. 3-2 count goes full to Luis.
Surly did start the year in Tennessee again, Scott, at the AA level. Went 3-1, but had a 6.63 earned run average, was released. Picked up quickly by the AirHogs.
3-2 the count. There's a ground ball to third. Handled by Fraser Hall. Fires it across the diamond, and Allen is the first out in this 4th inning. And that'll bring up Donnie Webb. Webb hit into a double play back in the 2nd to end the inning. You look at Fraser Hall. So here comes Webb. Here's the pitch by Searle. There's a ground ball handled easily by the second baseman Pinckney. And a quick out for Surly.
It's all about keeping the ball down, Scott, and Surly has done an excellent job of it so far.
So here comes Reggie. He's 0 for 1. I said that Donnie Webb hit into the double play. Webb had walked. He was put out at second base. It was Abercrombie who hit into the double play. Correct that. First pitch is low and inside. Ball 1 to Reggie. Don't want to penalize Donnie Webb any more than that ground out would penalize him personally. Indeed. So Webb is 0 for 1 on that. Swing and a miss by Abercrombie, 1-1. Two-way, we're in the bottom of 4. Goldeyes trailing 5-1. On just a perfect night for baseball in downtown Winnipeg. As the pitch to Reggie misses outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Reggie from Columbus, Georgia. And at last Saturday night's Hall of Fame dinner, sat with a good friend of his. Enjoyed the evening. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Her name's Kristen, and her uncle was going into the Hall of Fame with the CPAC 1965 Little League team. So we had a great night in Morden. There was more than 80 people there for that CPAC team at the dinner at the Morden Rec Center. There's one chopped at the plate, 2-2.
Always a real good event.
Oh, it was tremendous. Great to see everybody.
Did you walk through the museum a little bit?
You looked at the Drew A's picture for sure.
There you go.
Ah, it's a tremendous.
Great facility. Joe Wischer's done a great job.
He's done a great job, Joe Wischer. But everybody, Gladwin Scott, Glennis Scott, seeing Roy Seidler out there, Roy's brother Wayne. Yeah, just a great, great night. Dennis Weave goes into the Hall. There's one fouled off. Sam Cates, of course, into the Hall of Fame, along with Bob Coutson from Dauphin and Gordy Riddell from Winnipeg and Ab Hansford from Winnipeg.
The umpire, Wilbur Funk.
The umpire, Wilbur Funk. What a fine man he is. He was 73 years old. He umpired 73 games.
He was awesome. He umped a lot of my games as a kid. I always enjoyed the enthusiasm.
There's a ground ball up the middle, right back to the mound to Surly. We'll talk more about the Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame when we come back. The Goldeyes are down 1-2-3 in the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We played 4 complete. It's the Grand Prairie AirHogs 5, the Winnipeg Goldeyes 1. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway. Goldeyes Home Run Gang membership. For more information, call 982-BASE.
Don't forget, this Saturday night, June 14th, it's the annual ALS Awareness Night game right here at Shaw Park. It'll be the Goldeyes against the St. Paul Saints, and as part of the pregame show, local actor Joel Otto will play the role of Yankee legend Lou Gehrig. That's this Saturday night, June 14th, the Goldeyes in St. Paul on Lou Gehrig Night for ALS Awareness right here at Shaw Park. Get your tickets now. They are selling quickly for that one. That's the Goldeyes in St. Paul. It could be one of the great series of the season. The Goldeyes trying to come back in this one. They trail it 5-1. We go to the fifth. Chris Salamita working into his fifth inning. He's settled down. He had one bad inning. Second, gave up 5 runs, and as you pointed out, because of a couple of missed plays, and suddenly what could have been just a 2-run inning turned into a 5-run inning.
Yeah, no question. And as Rick Forney pointed out correctly, a couple balls left up in the zone, and one of them was smashed over the wall in the left field.
So for the Grand Prairie AirHogs, here in the fifth, it'll be Brandon Pinckney, followed by the number 3 hitter, Palmer Carr Jr., and then the cleanup hitter, Jason Botts. Pinckney tonight walked in the first, double, drove in a run, and scored a run in the second. So a good night for Brandon Pinckney, who came in hitting .247. Salamita gets the sign, kicks and delivers. Swing and a miss, strike one. We've been talking about the Manitoba Baseball Hall of Fame. What a terrific night it was out in Morden last Saturday night. Thanks to everybody who put on that tremendous show. Great food. It's really, really a great evening in Morden. Pitched by Salamita, hot. 1 ball and 1 strike to Brandon Pinckney. Brian Coates went into the Hall of Fame.
Well, there
Boy,
you
was
go.
he a great hitter. Good chat with Jerry Falk out there. Old crafty left-hander.
Indeed.
There's a line shot to center field. It's base hit. So Pinckney leads off this fifth inning with a single. He's had a great night, 2 for 2. Double, run scored, and a run driven in. And here comes Palmer Carr Jr. He was safe on an error and hit a 2-run home run.
Curveball up in the zone. Dumped into center field for another hit.
Nobody up throwing in the Goldeyes bullpen. This is Chris Salamita's ball game at this stage. So Palmer Carr Jr. steps in. There you look at Brandon Pinckney at first. Here's the pitch by Salamita. It's curveball. It's in there for a strike.
Just noticed, Scott, Yancy Brazoban was released by the AirHogs after Sunday's game. He had been on the roster, the former Dodger reliever. He used to throw fairly hard.
Sure did. There's a ground ball to the shortstop, Kuhn. Handles it to second for 1, back to first, and they won't get him. Couldn't make the play from second to first. Carr will be safe on the fielder's choice. Pinckney's out at second. Leave a runner at first with 1 away.
Seemed a little out of sync on the exchange.
Wasn't a great throw by Kuhn. And then Blackwood tried to make the play at second.
Goldeyes were fortunate the ball didn't get into the dugout.
They
Would
were.
have been an extra base.
So here's Botts. First base coach is Taka Miyoshi. And at third base, Eric Champion. Brian Myro, the acting manager. Ricky Van Asselberg was not allowed to cross the border.
Hoping he'll rejoin the club in Sioux City, I believe. He can't get here before the series is over. slider in. This time he pulls his hands in and just drills it into left field. Real good piece of hitting on a really tough pitch on the inside part. Sadler doing a nice job to keep Carr at second.
Good hustle by Sadler in left field. You're right, Kenny. And here comes big Andres Rodriguez. Kenny talked about the meat in the middle of this order. Jason Bott, 6'6", 255. Rodriguez, 6'5", 260. Two big dudes.
Pretty imposing characters.
Yes. And if you're a pitcher, imposing is the right word. Runners at first and second, one away. Here's the pitch to Rodriguez. Misses outside, ball one. Vince DeFazio, the catcher, in the on-deck circle. One ball and no strikes. There you look at Botts down at second base. Here's the pitch by Salamita. Curveball is chopped at the plate, foul, 1-1.
Last year, Scott, Rodriguez hit 15 homers and had 81 driven in for the AirHogs, so he's off to a bit of a slow start. But again, with these power guys, all you need is one real good at bat. It could lead to a big hot streak. Big RBI opportunity for him right here.
So Rodriguez digs in against Salamita.
Also at 282 with 105 hits. That's a pretty good season.
That's a tremendous season. That's a lot of at-bats in this league. Salamita checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Curveball outside. Stays outside, 2-1. Did you get a lemon heaven?
I did. I went with the blue raspberry this time.
Did Rebecca go down and get that for you, or did you get it?
I think they brought it up. The folks at Lemon Heaven are good to us.
They are. They're very good to us. 2 balls and 1 strike to Andres Rodriguez. Here's the pitch. That's right down the middle for a strike. 2-2.
Lemonade is a very good ballpark drink, I have to say.
Oh, it's tremendous. And it seems to be the favorite of our crew. Rebecca, Jim McGregor love it. Roman, our cameraman, loves it. Lemon Heaven seems to be what everybody enjoys. Pretty hard not to. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Rodriguez. Salamita trying to work through the 5th inning. Big Botts is at first. Big Palmer Carr at second. Very quiet right now in the ballpark.
Indeed.
Dave Price is here tonight, and he isn't even yelling at the pitchers. Here's the pitch by Salamita, and it's a ground ball to Kuhn. It's short. Over to second for 1. Relay back to first, the double play. A 6-4-3 double play ends the inning, and Salamita gets out of it. No more damage. No runs. There were 2 hits. No errors. 2 men left. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Salamita's worked his way through 5. No damage in 4 of them, but 5 in the second. It's 5-1. Grand Prairie leads it. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball. You look at downtown Winnipeg, and we're on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
What's my passion when it comes to community television? It's about the people who are making a difference every day in our city's core. From politicians, artists, and business leaders to our newcomers and the families that have held up our neighborhoods for generations, they're all there in a community that thrives on hard work, creativity, and a collective hope for a stronger downtown. It's fascinating, and it's why I live there.
Art. Pure and simple.
And just before we get to the bottom of the 5th inning, time to check in on our social media front. Of course, you can always follow us on Twitter at Shaw TV Winnipeg. Hey, first of all, we got one here, guys. I wonder if you know this gentleman, Abhi Khan 60.
says he's enjoying a great dinner at the Clay Oven Winnipeg patio watching the Goldeyes. Hashtag great night in Winnipeg. Thank you so much, Mr. Cock. And I know you guys were talking about this earlier. Apparently we got some folks from Grand Prairie watching us online. And this is from Harry Butler at Shaw TV Winnipeg. Got the game on the 50-inch TV, and you guys are doing a good job broadcasting over the net. Back to you.
Well,
guys.
that's nice to know.
We tried.
50-inch TV. Wow. Goldeyes in the bottom of the fifth inning. It'll be Josh Mazzola, Casey Harther, Ryan Pineda, the bottom of the order, to face Ryan Surley, who has just given up a hit batsman to open the inning. One pitch, one hit by pitch, and Mazzola heads to first base. The Goldeyes have a base runner here in the fifth. That brings up Casey Harther. This is where the Goldeyes scored back in the third. Mazzola was safe on an error. Harther singled, and then Pineda singled in the run.
Just got away on him. The vicinity of the elbow pad.
Swing and a miss, strike one. Yeah, you got to wear those elbow pads. Surley gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And quickly 0-2. Surley's ahead of Harther. Ryan Pineda, who has the Goldeyes RBI, is in the on-deck circle. He'll be followed by the leadoff hitter Tyler Kuhn. Pitch to Harther. Swing and a ground ball back to the mound. Over to second for one. Back to first to double play. A 1-6-3 double play. And quickly, the Goldeyes have two away.
This is a good job of fielding your position. Look at the strike it's fired to Mojica. Look at the velocity on this right there. Leaving nothing to chance. Real good job by Mojica on the turn. Hopping over the charging Mazzola to complete the double play. Real good job. Surley's really impressing me out here on the mound today.
Sure is.
The big Australian.
There's a ground ball. It's through the hole. Base hit. Ryan Pineda's 2 for 2. Two solid singles for Ryan Pineda.
He's not all that impressed by
He's not impressed by Surley at all. I think he'd like to see Surley a lot more. He was in a slump. Now he's got 2 hits today.
Another line drive. Real good piece of hitting.
So 2 balls hit hard by Pineda, and here comes Tyler Kuhn with Jake Blackwood in the on-deck circle. First pitch he sees, Ryan Pineda drills it into left field.
Some guys you just stack up well against. It's a head scratcher, this game.
First pitch to Kuhn, who comes in hitting .373. He walked and struck out. He hasn't even made contact yet. Although in fairness, he did hit a line drive that was just foul the opposite way in the at-bat in which he eventually struck out. There's the pitch, and there's one chop foul. So quickly, Surley gets up 0-2 on Tyler Kuhn.
Kuhn is a member of that Reno Aces club in the Arizona Diamondbacks organization that won the Pacific Coast League title, then beat the Pawtucket Red Sox in the AAA National Championship. MVP of that game, A.J. Pollock, now the starting center fielder of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
This one popped up behind us. It's up onto the roof. No balls and 2 strikes. Tyler Kuhn. It's amazing. Ryan Pineda in a horrible slump has 2 solid singles. Tyler Kuhn comes in hitting .373, and he just can't get a sniff of this guy. It is a strange game. He does have a walk,
though. He does have a walk.
Does have a
work to walk.
But it's an odd game, is it not? It's the way things
100-game season. It's a long season. You're going to see a lot of oddities.
Yeah. Surley gets the sign from Vince DeFazio. Here's the pitch. That's in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kuhn. Pineda's being held at first base by Rodriguez. Everybody else playing straight away. Here's the pitch, and there's a chopper foul. So Kuhn stays alive. as the Goldeyes try to get something together to scrape away at this 5-1 Grand Prairie lead.
He's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes. It's one of his biggest assets as a leadoff man.
1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. It's high. And it looks like he went, and he is called out. Henry Lemoyne calls Tyler Kuhn out. And it's a strikeout for Surly. We'll have another look at it. You know how I feel about those things. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left. We'll go to the 6th inning. It'll be DeFazio, Hall, and Herr to face Chris Salamita in the 6th for Grand Prairie. That's downtown Winnipeg. We're Shaw TV. It's Grand Prairie 5, Winnipeg 1. This is on Kieran Christopher Kissick, 5 pounds, 12 ounces on Wednesday night. Kieran is their first child. Kissick is expected to rejoin the team this week, but congratulations to Chris and Shauna Kissick on the brand new family member, and also being 3rd in saves leaders overall. Those are your saves leaders, brought to you by Manitoba Hydro. You can save energy with Manitoba Hydro Smart products.
Kissick having a real strong start to the season.
Yes,
we both talked to him earlier this year. He was very excited about the birth of his first child.
Fired up. He's ready to be dad. He says he wants a whole infield. And stop at 5.
He'll have to talk to Shauna about that, though.
I said that to him, and he said, yeah, I suppose. I know what happened in my house. 2 and out. That'll do it. Leading it off is Vince DeFazio, followed by Fraser Hall and Michael Herr facing Chris Salamita. But 2 was good. 2 was fun.
Indeed.
Sally at the ball game tonight with Jesse and his wife, Kyla. Enjoying an evening at Shaw Park. 1 strike to Vince DeFazio. Salamita gets the sign from Allen. Here's the pitch. It's chopped foul, and Salamita gets ahead quickly. Oh, 0-2 the count to Vince DeFazio. DeFazio in today's game is 0 for 2. He flied out to left back in the 2nd, struck out in the 3rd. Salamita checks in for the sign with Allen. Here's the pitch. That's right down the middle for strike 3. No question about that one. DeFazio didn't like it, but that was right down the middle of the plate.
He's upset because those 2 other ones at the belt were called balls. All you want as a hitter is consistency. And as you're going to see right here, that is the exact same plate at the belt. Luis Allen does a nice job of framing it so it appears to be below the belt. And again, to me, all 3 were strikes, but DeFazio was upset because the first 2 were called balls. That's why he took the pitch.
The right-handed sidearm submariner Taylor Suet down warming up for the Goldeyes. Quick strike on Fraser Hall, the left-handed hitting 3rd baseman. Pitch by Salamita, another curveball in the corner. 0-2 to Fraser Hall. Fraser Hall's another one of those big guys. He's 6'4", 220 at 3rd base. Played in South Bend and Grand Prairie last year. 26 years old. Salamita gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So 2 straight strikeouts, 6 on the game now for Salamita. And that'll bring up Michael Herr.
Much better location from Salamita.
Salamita's had
outside.
1 bad inning.
Yeah,
He gave him 5 in the 2nd.
And again, he should have been out of the inning before a lot of that damage was done.
So Herr steps in. He's 1 for 2. Singled, scored a run back in the 2nd. Flied out to left on the 2nd pitch he saw in the 4th. Salamita kicks, curveball again. It's in there for a strike. The off-speed pitches he has full command of tonight.
Oh, the curve's been very good.
There's a chopper at the plate right back to Salamita. He fires to first. They get Michael Herr hustling down the line. And the Goldeyes are through to 6, no damage. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left. 2 strikeouts in that inning for Chris Salamita. As you look at the young man from Watervliet, New York, who pitched in Australia during the winter. It's Grand Prairie 5, Winnipeg 1. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball, and it is live with Scott Taylor, Ken Weeb, and Al Foster right here on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway. The McDonald's Winnipeg Goldeyes Summer Skills Camp will take place at Shaw Park on Monday, July 28th. Kids ages 8 to 13 can learn baseball skills from members of the Goldeyes during this 3-hour camp. For more information and to sign up, visit goldeyes.com.
Shaw TV proudly presents Live and Local at the kickoff concert of the 25th Annual International Jazz Festival, live from the Cube at Old Market Square. Tune in Thursday night, June 12th at 9:30 to celebrate 25 years of jazz in Winnipeg. Featuring headliners Neil Watson and the Dirty Catfish Brass Band. See the opening concert of Winnipeg's premier jazz event exclusively on Shaw TV, Channel 9.
Welcome back to the park. You going to any of those jazz festival events? I get to as many as I can.
Good.
They're always great. Always good fun.
Ken Sr. loves the jazz a little more than I do. But
Ken Sr. and I have talked about
good
the jazz
events.
festival. Maybe we'll run into him there. The Goldeyes in the bottom of the 6th inning will have Jake Blackwood, Ray Sadler, and Luis Allen in to face Ryan Surley, who has been tremendous. He's been surly to these Goldeyes hitters.
He has, anytime he's got even a sniff of trouble, he's really been able to bear down.
Worked his way out of it. Yeah, you're right. And double play
gone
ball.
To the slider a lot, and it's been effective when he's needed it. I should say, Scott, the deepest he's gone in a ball game in the American Association this year, 7 innings. That came in his last start against Trois-Rivières.
So here comes Blackwood in the bottom of the 6th. Goldeyes have only 3 hits in the game. Ryan Pineda has 2 of them. That big slider's in there for a strike. Blackwood tonight struck out in the 3rd, hit into a double play in the 1st. It's been a tough night. There's a ground ball in the hole, and it's through. Seeing eye, little overspin ground ball in the left field. Should be an easy play for Palmer Carr Jr., and that's the first out of this 6th inning. It'll bring up Luis Allen.
Carr Jr. has the white shoes going on the road with the road uni, I've noticed.
Jimmy Mojica has the white shoes with the red shoelaces out there at shortstop.
A little flashy. Again, that's the flair I talked about earlier.
You like the flair?
I do.
Have you noticed at first base that Andres Rodriguez might be the friendliest guy in all of baseball? Those are nice shoes. Red shoes,
a little more red to it. A little more red to it.
Yeah.
But I love the white on them.
I do.
Make them stand out.
First pitch to Allen is line foul. Luis just got out in front of it, hit it on the line. A number of Goldeyes relief pitchers are up stretching, but nobody is throwing right now.
Trying to save the bullpen as best they can.
Well, Salamita in the last couple of innings has been pretty solid.
Oh, he's been very good. Command's been very good.
0-1, the count to Luis Allen. Here's the pitch. That's outside, 1-1. Luis has been smoking hot. Over the last 10 games, 424. 14 hits and 33 at bats. 0 for 2 tonight. There's a pitch in the dirt, gets away, and Blackwood's going to go down to second base. It's a wild pitch. Charge to Surley. Blackwood ends up at second. Let's have another look.
Looks like he went to that slider again. Big dip. Just sort of went off the chest protector of DeFazio. Nice job of keeping it in front of him, but...
Nice job of Luis Allen to do everything to not interfere with DeFazio.
He is a catcher after all.
Yeah. So 2 balls and a strike to Luis. Blackwood now at second base with 1 away. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball up the middle, and it gets through for a base hit. Blackwood would score, and the Goldeyes have cut the lead to 5-2. An RBI single for Luis Allen, his first hit of the game, only the 4th hit of the game, 5th hit rather for the Goldeyes. Allen gets the RBI, and the Goldeyes have cut the lead to 5-2. So the Goldeyes take advantage of the wild pitch, get Blackwood on the second base, and Allen comes through with a ground ball up the middle for a single.
Yep, he's really been seeing the ball well, and again, looks like a slider didn't bend as much. Gets past Mojica. Good hustle by Blackwood again, and good base running on that ball in the dirt to advance to second. Get himself in a scoring position. He scores on that single from Allen, who has
such a pro, Jake Black.
Very good, very good. Very good hitter, very good base runner.
Donnie Webb fouls off the first pitch he sees from Ryan Surley. So 1 strike to Donnie Webb. Webb tonight 0 for 1. He walked in the second and grounded out to the second baseman back in the fourth. 0 for 1 on the evening. Runner at first, 1 away. We're in the 6th. Goldeyes have chipped away a little bit. It's 5-2. Surley's pitch, off-speed pitch, just misses. 1-1 the count to Donnie Webb.
The lone switch hitter in the lineup. He was a natural right-hander, Scott, but he told me over the years he became a better power hitter from the left side.
There's a long fly ball. It is deep. It is gone. A home run for Donnie Webb, and the Goldeyes are right back in it. Webb, almost on command from Ken Weeb, drives it between the Manitoba Hydro and Canada Inn signs. Luis Allen scores first, and Donnie Webb hits a bomb. The Goldeyes have 3 in the inning, and it's 5-4.
Well, it's a good thing Webb's father taught him to be a switch hitter, Scott. Look at the power right here. Ball is up in the zone. Fastball up, and Webb jumps all over it for his 2nd homer of the year. Drills it off the Canada Inn sign. And just like that, it's a 1-run ball game, and the Goldeyes have something going here.
This home run brought to you by Home Run Sports. Home Run Sports, proud sponsors of your Winnipeg Goldeyes at 20 de la Seigneurie Boulevard. So Donnie Webb makes it 5-4, and we've got a ball game here in the 6th inning. Just say hey to Scott Nealis. We go to Home Run Sports. So some action, of course, in the AirHogs bullpen now. That's number 44, Jeremy Teets. Carr Jr., but boy, that was
interesting.
Some bit of work. A line shot by Abercrombie.
This is a tough place, Scott. As you know, those line drives right at you sometimes can give you some problems. This ball is ripped by Abercrombie. Hustling in, not sure if he should dive or not, and the play is made effectively, if not pretty.
It wasn't pretty, no, but it was effective. So here's Josh Mazzola. There's one chop foul.
It's one of those in-betweeners. That's the outfielder's equivalent of an in-between hop kind of play.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's a pitch right down the middle, and quickly Mazzola falls behind 0-2. Donnie Webb has given some life to the ballpark. The energy was drained out of this place. There's a pitch that misses. 1-2 to Mazzola. Surley kicks, delivers. That misses outside. 2-2. So Mazzola works the count even. Casey Harther into the on-deck circle. Goldeyes have picked up 3 here in the 6th inning. There's a line shot foul. Boy, it was hit hard, but Mazzola was way in front of it.
It was the first home run surrendered of the year. Donnie Webb was the guy who hit it. First allowed by Surley.
2-2 to Mazzola. Pitch is high. Mazzola's worked the count full now to 3-2. So Josh Mazzola, who was safe on an error back in the 3rd, scored the Goldeyes' first run, and then was hit by a pitch in the 5th. Has a chance. And there's one foul, not even foul off the guy. It stays fair and drops in. It'll be a base hit for Mazzola. It was just a flare that looked like it was going foul, but it stayed inside the foul line down right field. Barely got over the head of big Rodriguez at first, and Mazzola gets himself a single.
And he's shaking his head because of all the hard hit balls he's had during the year that have ended up in the glove of an opponent. Here he squibs one off the end of the bat, and it somehow gets over the head of Rodriguez for a base hit that barely traveled past the infield.
And make no mistake, Rodriguez is 6'5". It's not a small guy there,
no.
so it just barely gets over his head. But here comes Casey Arthur with a runner at first and 2 away. Pitch by Surly. There's a ground ball in the left field for a base hit. Goldeyes have 8 hits now. Back-to-back singles with 2 out. Here comes Pineda, who has 2 hits and an RBI in this ballgame.
Seems like the Goldeyes have done a nice job of making adjustments against Surly here. They had a lot of trouble early on. Seems like they're honing in on pitches a little bit better as the game has worn on. He was very effective with that slider for a long time, and it seems like he's either left more up in the zone or the pitchers have adjusted to hitting that slider. And as a result, now they're out hitting their opponent.
So here's Pineda. Arthur now has 2 hits in the ballgame. He's 2 for 3. There you look at Jeremy Teets still up throwing. So Pineda steps in 2 for 2 with a run batted in. Here's the pitch by Surly, and it's out. Oh, it's on the corner for a strike. Well, that one looked high and outside. Who knows?
Pineda having himself a nice day at the dish.
Sure is. Surly checks the runner. Here's the pitch. There's a line shot base hit. That's going to tie the ball game. All the way to third goes Arthur. Mazzola scores. Ryan Pineda's 3rd hit of the game, his 2nd RBI, and the Goldeyes have tied it at 5. What a night for Ryan Pineda. Let's have another look at this, Kenny.
Oh, just again, fastball down. Pineda stays with it. Compact swing, dumps it into center field. Line shot. Drives in the tying run right there. Real good piece of hitting.
Not only does he drive in Mazzola with the tying run, he sends Casey Arthur all the way around to third base. So we have runners on first and third. We're going to have our first pitching change of the ball game as Ryan Surly is going to say goodnight. He was cruising along. And here in this 8th inning, the Goldeyes have pounded out 6 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. They have 4 runs. They have runners on the corners with 2 outs. Surly's done, and here comes Jeremy Teets. Tell us about the 6'5", 230-pounder.
Well, Scott, the big right-hander coming on for just the 2nd time this season. No record and a 6.75 earned run average. He has appeared in 1 1/3 innings, 2 hits allowed, 1 run it was earned, no walks, 1 strikeout, 7 batters faced. Opponents hitting .333 against him. He has hit a batter as well.
So Jeremy Teets comes in for the AirHogs, and the Goldeyes have come all the way back to tie this one up after falling behind 5-0 in the 2nd inning. It was a bit of hard luck for Chris Salamita. He should have had the inning over, picked off a runner, couldn't make the play at second base. No, that looks like Salamita, does it not? Down in the bullpen, there is a left-hander throwing. It is not Brendan Lafferty. It's Chris
Salamita. It's been a long inning. He's just trying to stay loose. It's very interesting. You don't see this often, that the starting pitcher makes his way down to the bullpen.
But it's been a long inning. He was sitting in the dugout. I guess he talked to Jamie Vermillier and said, I just want to go throw a couple.
Interesting occurrence during the last road trip, Scott.
There was a very interesting occurrence during the Goldeyes last road trip, and we haven't talked about it enough. So the Goldeyes send out Gabe Aguilar to start, and then he goes 2 1/3, and then Keohi Downing pitches 2 2/3, and then Taylor Suet faces 2 batters, and then Brendan Lafferty comes in, and then Kyle Bellamy strikes out 2 to end it. Suddenly the Goldeyes have sent 5 pitchers out there, and they have themselves a no-hitter. We talked to Gabe Aguilar before the game.
Taking a little bit of a different approach here, talking to one of the pitchers. Got to give you guys your props as well. You're having a good year so far.
Yeah, I'm just going out there trying to get outs, you know, pitch contact, trust Louis, what he's calling, and try to follow in the footsteps of Laugh and Kiss and Bellamy down there in the bullpen. The vets, they do it right, so I got to do this exactly like them. So,
like any other player, would you like to see a little bit more work, a few more innings out there?
I mean, who wouldn't say no to that? I would love to see more innings, but I mean, like I told you, we got Laugh, Kiss, Bellamy, Suet. We can all get outs, ground ball outs, and they do their job when they get into the game. So, just makes the team that much better when I can go out there and save them for the rest of the day.
Thanks for this, Gabe.
Yeah.
So Gabe Aguilar talking to Al Foster before the game. The starting pitcher in the Goldeyes, 5-man no-hitter in Sioux Falls this week. Tyler Kuhn is the batter. Runners on the corners. It's the pitch by Tietz. It's a one-hopper.
55-footer.
A 55. I don't know if it was a slider. I'm not even sure it was. Like an overhand fastball that just kind of ended up short. 1-1 the count to Tyler Kuhn. Very interesting. Gabe Aguilar wants more innings, but is happy with what he has. He was a guy who came right out of college at 5, 6, 7, maybe.
It's been effective for the Goldeyes.
Extremely well for the Goldeyes. He knows how to get people out. Pitch by Tietz, foul back. Ball and 2 strikes to Tyler Kuhn. Ryan Pineda at first. He's driven in the tying run. Josh Mazzola's at third, or rather Casey Harther's at third. Josh Mazzola just came home with the tying run. And it's been an amazing evening. 5-0. Grand Prairie jumped ahead in the second inning, and the Goldeyes have battled back to tie it here in the 6th. Tietz gets the sign. There's the pitch. There's a fly ball in the left field. Palmer Carr Jr. makes the catch, and that does it for the Goldeyes in the 6th inning. But damage done. 4 runs on 6 hits. There were no errors and 2 men left. Big inning for the Goldeyes. They've tied the game. Goldie's up, ready to dance on the dugouts. It's the Winnipeg Goldeyes 5, the Grand Prairie AirHogs 5. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball. Scott Taylor, Ken Wiebe, Al Foster. Glad you can join us live here at Shaw Park.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway. Recycle Everywhere presents the 2014 All-Star Game Skills Competition on Monday, July 28th at Shaw Park. The best of the American Association will go head-to-head in a battle to determine the most skilled player in the league, and it will all culminate with the Home Run Derby. That's Monday night, July 28th at Shaw Park, the Recycle Everywhere Skills Competition. For tickets and information, call the Goldeyes office at 204-982-2273.
Some people think that Jesus Christ gate crashed from heaven. Just, ta-da, I'm here.
The human race has to learn to love each other. That's what it means to me.
It's the best thing you can do, and everyone should, because it really does get better.
Switch, the community-created show that switches from this to that.
I'm Althea Gabosh, and I help feed the homeless with Got Bannock. Last year, we were fortunate to be nominated and honored as Manitoba Heroes. It was a wonderful experience, and we encourage all of you to nominate that special person who has made a positive impact in your life. It's easy. Just go to ourmanitobaheroes.ca. Everyone has a hero. Who's yours?
There's Goldie. Too much speed from Baker, but a great play by Kuhn. I think they'll give him an infield single. It'll be a hit. What a great effort by Tyler Kuhn.
Outstanding defensive effort, but real good hustles. Tough play in the hole. Look at Kuhn get over there. Slides, gets up, and makes a strong throw. Wouldn't have got him, but that's a real good effort at short right there.
No, they would not have been able to get him anyway. And here comes Mojica. Always a threat. He grounded out to short in his first at bat in the first inning, and then singled, and then grounded out to third. His single drove in 2 runs back in the second. Taylor Suet back up throwing for the Goldeyes. Mojica with a runner at first and nobody out here in the 7th inning. The Goldeyes have already battled back to tie. A soft ground ball into the hole, and the speed of Eric Baker puts a runner at first, and Baker can steal bases. He's got a big lead at first base. Salamita turns, the bunt pulled back, but it's a strike anyway. 1 strike to Mojica. Mazzola in at third base. He's expecting Mojica to lay it down.
Certainly making the Goldeyes think about it here. Respecting the bunt.
Harther holding the runner at first. Salamita can field his position very well. Very good athlete. So Salamita goes to first.
Was this one of those plays where he's going to see if he'd get Mojica to show the bunt early, throw over to first, see if he might tip his hand in that situation, see if the sacrifice was still on.
1 strike to Mojica. Good lead at first base by Baker. And Salamita goes back to first base again.
Baker has 1 steal on the year. Scotty has not been caught.
Mojica squared the bunt the first pitch. Mazzola is in at third base. Here's the pitch. Squares again, misses outside, 1-1. Salamita has always talked about the fact that he's a bit of a pitch to contact hitter. Doesn't usually have a lot of strikeouts, although he does have 6 tonight.
Most of those on account of the curve and slider.
Yep.
I've had a couple fastballs that he snuck in on that inside half.
1-1, the count to Mojica. Salamita checks the runner. Here's the pitch. The time is called. Home plate umpire Sean Hicks called timeout just as Salamita was about to deliver the pitch.
Pretty sure Mojica asked for it. Looking in for the sign once again.
There you look at Eric Baker at first base.
Maybe if they consider a hit and run here instead of the sacrifice. Who knows?
Salamita goes back to first.
It's tough to get a good jump. Salamita does have a good pickoff move.
So Mojica has shown bunt on both pitches. Salamita checks the runner again. Here's the pitch. Mojica bunts down the first baseline. It's handled by Harther, and he'll have to go to first base. So the bunt goes to Harther. On to second goes Baker. It is a sacrifice.
Interesting. Mojica gets it out in front. It's pretty firmly hit. Well, nice job by Harther to make sure that stays fair territory. Looks like we got a pitching change here.
Taylor Suet probably ready to come in, and he's walking off the mound, and that'll be it. It's Suet. It's Taylor Suet. So Chris Salamita's done for the night. He goes 6 1/3, allows 5 runs on 7 hits. All in all, a good outing because he had 1 bad inning in the 5th, and it would not have been a 5-run 5th inning had he not had the defense behind him failed to execute on a couple of plays that probably should have been outs. Regardless, it's 5-5. We have a runner at second with 1 out, and Taylor Suet is the new pitcher for the Goldeyes. Tell us about Taylor Suet.
The right-hander having a pretty good start to the year, Scott. No record, but he's coming on for the 12th time. 1.93 earned run average, 9 1/3 innings pitched, 9 hits allowed, 4 runs, 2 of which are earned. 3 walks, 9 strikeouts. He's given up 1 home run. Opponents hitting just .243 against the right-hander, who throws it a little bit 3/4.
A little bit, and a little bit lower than 3/4, and even lower than that.
And occasionally lower than 3/4.
Yeah. So Taylor Suet, some would call a submariner, almost. Doesn't quite take it to the
Bellamy's a little lower. Bellamy goes a bit lower than Suet.
Yeah, but he goes lower than Suet, but he still kind of throws it overhand. It's an odd motion. He gets way down, but still it's still an overhand pitch. Suet's real slider, but both effective, and Suet's slider is a tremendously effective pitch. There it is. That is a tough pitch to hit for right-handed batters.
Salamita does a great job of working into the 7th, Scott. After giving up 5 in the 2nd inning, it was going to be a tough challenge to work into the later innings, but he did just that and was able to give himself a chance to perhaps get a no decision here.
So Taylor Suet's ready to go. He'll face Brandon Pinckney and then Palmer Carr Jr. with one away and a man on second. So a tough situation for Taylor Suet. But Brandon Pinckney's had a good night against Chris Salamita. He walked in the first, doubled in a run and scored a run in the second, and then singled in the fifth. So he's 2 for 2. He's been on base 3 times. So you can understand why Rick Forney wanted to see a new pitcher to face Brandon Pinckney. Suet gets the sign from Luis Allen. Big lead at second by Baker. Here's the pitch, and it's way outside for ball 1. There you look at Brandon Pinckney. Had a tremendous night tonight. Played in Grand Prairie last year. He's a veteran second baseman. It's the pitch by Suet. Oh, a slow curveball in there for a strike, 1-1. That ball danced. It almost looked like a knuckleball.
Pretty good movement. Oof, it's pretty.
That is a pretty pitch. 1-1 the count. There's a pitch, just misses outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Brandon Pinckney.
Pinckney drafted by the Cleveland Indians, Scott, in the 12th round back in 2003 out of Sacramento City College.
Two and 1 the count. Taylor Suet gets the sign. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch. It's inside, 3-1.
Good movement again, but a little bit too much cut to the inside.
Nobody up throwing in either bullpen. So right now it's Suet against Teets. Both the relief pitchers in. Pitch by Suet, and that misses outside, and Brandon Pinckney draws another walk, his second walk tonight. He's 2 for 2. He's been on base 4 times. And now there's runners at first and second, and here comes the middle of this order, and we're talking about the meat of the order. Big Palmer Carr Jr., then huge Jason Botts, then even bigger Andres Rodriguez.
Do bring the double play back in order, but don't think they were drawing up a walk to set up that scenario with the heart of the order coming through.
So here comes Carr, safe on an error in the first, 2-run home run in the second, safe on a fielder's choice in the fifth. Pitch by Suet, misses outside, and Suet's having a little command issue right now.
No question about that. Sometimes it's tough to get dialed in when you have that submarine style. A lot of movement, but you got to establish the strikes before you get guys to chase that slider away.
Pitch to Carr Jr. is in there for a strike. 1-1, the count to Palmer Carr Jr. His home run was a line shot. Get out in a hurry. Ray Sadler went back on it, but it was going out faster than it came to the plate. Suet's pitch is low and inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. So Suet walked Pinckney on 5 pitches, and now he's behind Carr Jr.
Carr Jr. has been hot out of the gate. You know he's going to be locked in on a certain pitch and won't likely chase something out of the zone.
Swing and a miss. Fastball at 81. 2-2. Pitch was low in the zone.
Good late movement here, Scott. Look at this ball dip. Looks like it's going to be right in the heart of the plate. Next thing you know, it's below the knees.
Might have been a bit of a cutter. That was a heck of a pitch. He's thrown a couple of strikes that have been nasty. 2-2 the count.
Real good sink on that
Palmer
pitch.
Carr. Suet gets the sign, checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. There's a 2-hopper, 1-hopper to Blackwood. Over to Kuhn, over to first. Double play, inning is over. A 4-6-3 double play, another one ends the inning, and the Goldeyes are out of trouble. A 1-hop line shot at Jake Blackwood. He flips to Kuhn.
It's again pitcher's best friend, Scott. Textbook double play to get out of the inning. Impressive job by Suet after falling behind in the order.
Good job by Taylor Suet, and that's it. We're going to the bottom of the 7th. It's Grand Prairie 5, Winnipeg 5. Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Time now for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by the Dugout Goldeyes Souvenir Store. 2 locations right here in Shaw Park. There's Allison Pattison. Andrew Cousey's there tonight. Blair Hunter's out there. Everybody's out there with Goldie and Goldette to lead the fans through the 7th inning stretch. That's the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by the Goldeyes Dugout Souvenir Store. There are 2 of them right here in Shaw Park. And the Dugout brings you the 7th inning stretch with every game here on Shaw TV. So it's the Goldeyes into the bottom of the 7th. And it will be right back where we started that big 6th inning that tied the ballgame at 5, the 4-run 6th. We go back, 9 hitters went to the plate in that 6th inning. So we go back to Jake Blackwood. Blackwood led off with a single, scored the first run of the Goldeyes rally. So Blackwood will lead it off here in the 7th. Blackwood is 1 for 3, hit into a double play in the first, singled in the 3rd. Correct, that struck out in the 3rd, singled in the 6th and scored the run. So Blackwood's going to try to get it started again against Jeremy Teets here in the 7th. First pitch by Teets is low and inside.
It's a little bit like Bronson Arroyo.
Yeah, he does a little bit, yeah.
He's got the hair flowing a little bit like Arroyo. Not quite as long, maybe, but not quite the same pitching motion, though.
There's a fly ball hitting into right field over in the corner. Going over to make the play is Michael Herr, and he can't. He bounces into the Goldeyes.
I don't think I think he had more room than he thought he had in the corner is what I'm looking for here. It's a long run to get there, no doubt about that. But he's already looking for the fence when he's in fair territory.
And it just bounces into
tough
Don
play,
Ferguson's.
But I think that's a play that I think he makes more often than not. Just didn't get over there.
Doesn't know the ballpark.
And again, I think this is a matter of him thinking he was close to the fence.
There's a little line drive in the left field for a base hit. 2nd hit in a row for Blackwood. And what started out as a nightmare evening, hitting to a double play and striking out looking, has turned into a very solid night for Jake Blackwood.
Tom Vaith pats him on the back. Again, that's just another example. Sometimes the old bloopers fall in.
But that's baseball, isn't it?
No question. Again, he's out in front. Hits it off the end of the bat, and instead of a line drive at somebody, he just loops it into center field for a base hit.
Tomorrow morning it'll be a line drive.
Rodriguez looks a bit like Big Poppy over at first base.
And he's the friendliest guy. He talks to everybody. Here's Ray Sadler. First pitch is in there for strike 1. Sadler 0 for 3. Popped out short. Fly to center, fly to left. Blackwood's at first with nobody out. Teets gets the sign from Vince DeFazio. Here's the pitch. There's a high fly ball in the right field. Can of corn for Michael Herr. He makes the catch. And Ray Sadler is now flied out to every one of the outfielders. That'll bring up Luis Allen.
Using all fields. He'd like to hit one beyond the outfield.
That's what they need. Here comes Luis. Red hot Luis Allen. He is 1 for 3 tonight, which means that he has 10 hits in his last 23 at bats. That's pretty good. Pitch to Luis is right down the middle for strike 1. 82-mile-an-hour fastball.
We mentioned those sorry, Scott. We mentioned those 5 relievers did a great job. Luis Allen also did a great job.
Yeah,
in the
you
back
can't
end
forget
of that
Luis.
doubleheader. Caught the entire 14 innings and just did a fantastic job of calling and receiving the game.
There's a line drive in left field. It's over the head. Palmer Carr. It goes over his head, and Blackwood's going to hold at third base. It looked like Blackwood thought about coming home. Allen scoots into second with a double, but Palmer Carr could not handle that line drive. That was hit harder than he thought. It'll be a double for Luis, his second hit of the night. Now the Goldeyes have runners at second and third with 1 away. And here comes Donnie Webb.
Carr had an adventure earlier, and boy, oh boy, had a bit of little bit of an issue on the surfboard on that one. 2 steps in, 3 steps back. Last-ditch effort, tried to jump and stab it out of the air. Instead, it's over his head for a double. They're going to walk Donnie Webb here intentionally to load the bases.
I can understand that. Donnie Webb hit it about 410 feet the last time he was up.
And again, great rip by Luis Allen, but that definitely was misplayed in the outfield.
I wonder how Reggie feels about this. I wonder how many times in Reggie's career in minor league baseball they have walked the man before Reggie to face Reggie Abercrombie.
I'm sure there'd be a few, but
not very often.
Not a frequent occurrence in the independent baseball, that's for sure.
So Donnie Webb has walked intentionally to load the bases with 1 away here in the 7th. As the Goldeyes now have 11 hits in this ballgame. Luis hit that line shot, and Paul Ricard Jr. just couldn't handle it. And big Jeff Russell's coming back out to the mound to talk to Jeremy Teets.
This is a big spot for a guy who's only had now 2 appearances with your ball club. I think it's a smart idea for Russell to come out and discuss. Everyone's got a good idea of how they're going to play it defensively, what you're going to do when the ball is hit to a particular base. Want to be prepared for all things. Certainly do not expect the squeeze to be in play here with Abercrombie. I think he's going to be swinging away, no question about that.
Oh, Rick Forney would never take the bat out of Reggie's hands. It would be a rare situation.
Unless he would do it on his own. But I think this is a guy who's had so many at-bats in this sort of situation. He's going to be swinging away. Looks like they're going to play the corners in.
First pitch to Reggie's popped up. This is going to be a tough play.
RBI situations during his tenure with the Goldeyes. Good approach. Taking a couple pitches early in the count.
Pitch, swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes. That was a great pitch by Teets.
Real good late movement again, and Mazzola tried to hit it in the river. I think
He's prone to do that.
You'll see him shorten up here with 2 strikes. At least a little bit.
1-2 to Josh Mazzola. Here's the pitch. So outside, 2-2.
A few umpires in that AirHogs dugout thought that may have caught the corner, perhaps.
2-2 to Mazzola. Bases loaded, 2 away. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball up the middle. He handed by Mojica, and he steps on second base, and that does it. Goldeyes threaten, but they do not score. Load the bases with 1 out, can't bring a run across. No runs on 2 hits. No errors, 3 left. We played 7 complete. We're going to the 8th inning. It's the Grand Prairie AirHogs 5, the Winnipeg Goldeyes 5 in a thriller. Great ball game here at Shaw Park. It's Safeway Goldeyes Baseball, and it's live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Well, we've got a heck of a game going on here, tied at 5 after 7 innings of play. Checking the rest of the American Association out-of-town scoreboard tonight. Laredo over the Amarillo Sox by a score of 8-5. The Fargo-Moorhead Redhawks blanking Lincoln by a score of 6-0. Sioux Falls on top of the St. Paul Saints right now, 7-4. That game is in the top of the 8th inning. Elsewhere in the league, Wichita currently all over Kansas City by a score of 7-1 in the bottom of the 8th. And Sioux City and Gary South Shore Railcats game was postponed due to rain. And gentlemen, I can tell you in the major leagues as well, Minnesota Twins with a surprising 4-0 win over the Toronto Blue Jays.
Thank you very much, Al Foster. And what a beautiful moon tonight. A full moon. We have a pitching change for the Winnipeg Goldeyes. Brendan Lafferty, the left-hander, is into the ball game. Kenny Weed, tell us about Brendan Lafferty.
The left-hander, Scott, coming on for the 15th time. That leads the team. He's been busy coming out of the bullpen. 0-1 record, 3.75 earned run average. 12 innings pitched, 13 hits allowed, 6 runs, 5 of which earned, 7 walks, 1 is intentional, 11 strikeouts. He has allowed 1 home run. Opponents hitting .271 against the left-hander.
So Brendan Lafferty comes in for the Goldeyes. We're at the top of the 8th inning. 5 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the AirHogs of Grand Prairie. For the Goldeyes of Winnipeg, 5 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. And for Lafferty, who's coming off a tough loss in Fargo on Friday night, this will be a bit of revenge, but he's got a tough one. He's going to face the switch-hitting Jason Botts, and then 2 right-handed hitters, Andres Rodriguez and Vince DeFazio. So he gets a tough part of this order for Grand Prairie. As big Jason Botts steps in. Botts tonight has struck out twice and singled. Lafferty kicks and delivers. And there's a pop-up. Can of corn for Donnie Webb out in right field. He makes the catch. And 1 pitch and 1 out for Brendan Lafferty.
Prime efficiency for the South.
Absolutely. And here comes Andres Rodriguez. He struck out looking back in the first inning. He fouled out to Josh Mazzola in the 3rd and hit into a double play in the 5th.
Not the best of days at the plate, but always dangerous.
Oh, he's dangerous. He has a couple of home runs this year. Make that 1 rather. And Andres Rodriguez has 15 runs batted in. First pitch is low for ball 1.
Lafferty established the single season record for appearances last year for the Goldeyes. Just a couple more than Chris Kissick. I say
the
53,
two of them,
I want to say.
Had 103 appearances. Pitched by Lafferty, is inside. 2 balls and no strikes.
Pretty good combo coming out of the bullpen, the left-right combo.
Goldeyes play Rodriguez straight away at every position. A lot of respect for Andres Rodriguez. Here's the pitch. That's on the corner for a strike. No, it misses. 3-0. Lafferty thought he had the strike. And now it's 3-0 to Rodriguez.
And I'm guessing Mr. Rodriguez has the green light on this one right here. That's
little
inside.
Yep.
Inside, no question.
So 3-0 to Andres Rodriguez. Lafferty gets the sign. Here's the pitch, and that's way inside. He walks Rodriguez on 4 straight pitches. And that'll bring up Vince DeFazio, followed by the left-handed hitting Frazier Hall.
He was very careful in that at-bat to Rodriguez.
So Rodriguez is at first with 1 away. Here's DeFazio, who's 0 for 3 in the ballgame. First pitch by Lafferty is high for ball 1. 5 straight pitches out of the strike zone after getting Botts on the first pitch. DeFazio flied out to left in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 3rd, struck out looking in the 6th. Lafferty delivers on the corner. 1-1.
AirHogs entered the contest last in the American Association stolen bases. Don't expect to see Rodriguez in motion with a stolen base attempt in this at bat.
Looks like Kyle Bellamy is up throwing.
Definitely.
Here's Lafferty's pitch. Misses outside. 2 balls and a strike now to DeFazio. You don't want to lose DeFazio because he hasn't done anything all night.
Yeah, Lafferty doesn't quite look like himself so far.
He did in the first pitch. It looked like Brendan Lafferty in that first pitch to get Botts. Here's the pitch. And there's 1 chop foul. So 2-2 the count to DeFazio.
Let's think about Lafferty. He's an experienced pitcher. He doesn't get down on himself.
Oh, he doesn't get rattled at all. You're right. Taking up curling. Going to curl at the Fort Rouge Curling Club. Jason Drews. Josh Hughes, rather. Too many Jasons, Jason Potts, Jeremys and Jasons and Joshes. 2-2 the count to Vince DeFazio. Pitch by Lafferty, off-speed pitch misses, 3-2.
Could change of pace with the slow curve, but quite find the plate. Lafferty setting up the full count.
So Rodriguez, well, not much of a lead at first base. 3-2 the count to DeFazio. There goes Rodriguez. There's a ground ball to Vince Mazzola, and he throws it away. Throw to first. They still get him at first base. Mazzola didn't see the runner going. Rodriguez was safe at second easily because he was gone on the bit of a hit and run. And the ground ball will officially go 5-4-3.
Not the double play variety, just the single out.
Just a single
you
out.
do not see that often.
No, you don't. And Mazzola, who has not played a lot of third base this year, did not see the runner go, obviously.
This is a great turn by Blackwood just to get the one out at first base. Again, not good enough communication on that. Rodriguez going.
It was a great play by
Blackwood has to climb the
ball.
ladder. Comes down with it and then rifles it over to Casey Arthur at first.
Good job by Luis Allen on this first pitch at the at-bat for Frazier Hall. It's in the dirt, and Allen does a great job making the save.
Give Brian Myro credit for starting the runner.
Absolutely.
That's a double play ball otherwise.
Easily a double play ball with Big Rodriguez. He hardly had a lead when he took off. 1 ball and no strikes to Hall. There's the pitch. And there's a fly ball deep into center field, but Reggie saw this one off the bat, makes the catch, and that does it. There had to be something wrong back in that second inning. He did not see that ball because he made that play easily. No runs, no hits, just a walk. No errors, and 1 man left. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Dandy ball game here at the downtown ballpark. It's Grand Prairie 5, Winnipeg 5. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball, and it's live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway. The 2014 American Association All-Star Game is coming to Winnipeg, and so too is the 2014 All-Star Luncheon presented by BFI Canada Incorporated. Featuring Baseball Hall of Famer Fergie Jenkins, the luncheon will be held Tuesday, July 29th at noon at the Fairmont, Winnipeg. For tickets and information for the 2014 BFI Canada All-Star Luncheon, call the Goldeyes office at 204-982-2273.
Join the movement to kick cancer. 5 simple things can reduce your risk of cancer by up to 50%. Choose a balanced diet with plenty of fruits and vegetables. Get active to maintain a healthy body weight. Avoid tobacco and secondhand smoke. Protect yourself from UV rays. Follow cancer screening guidelines and see your doctor for regular checkups. Take the pledge to reduce your risk of cancer. Join the movement at kickcancer.ca.
An initiative of Cancer Care Manitoba Foundation, supported by Safeway.
Welcome back to the ballpark. The Goldeyes coming up to hit in the bottom of the 8th inning. 5-5 ball game. Remember, you can always stay connected to our game online. Find us on Facebook and Twitter at Shaw TV Winnipeg. It's at Shaw TV Winnipeg, and you get all the updates, highlight replays, and behind-the-scenes coverage from right here at Shaw Park in downtown Winnipeg. The Goldeyes will send up here in this 8th inning Casey Arthur, Ryan Pineda, and Tyler Kuhn.
This part of the order has been pretty dangerous for the Goldeyes. Sort of got some things going.
Sure has. So Teets will face Arthur. First pitch is low for ball 1.
5 of the 11 hits in the contest produced by Arthur and Ryan Pineda.
Teets gets the sign. There's a pitch. It's a long fly ball. Hit deep into left center field, and it is gone. A home run for Casey Arthur to lead off the 8th inning, and the Goldeyes take a 6-5 lead. Casey Arthur has had a whale of a ball game and a solo shot to lead off this 8th, and the Goldeyes take a 6-5 advantage. He got all of it, Kenny, every single bit.
No question. He went up there with a plan. He got a pitch up in the zone, and he unloaded on it right there, Scott.
This home run is brought to you by Home Run Sports, proud sponsors of your Winnipeg Goldeyes at 20 Delia Boulevard in St. Vital, Manitoba. And thanks to Scott Nealis, but boy, did that ball get out of the ballpark in a hurry.
To the deepest, almost the deepest part of the ballpark in left center.
First pitch to Pineda is in there for a strike.
We saw a little bit more of that power from Arthur last year. That was a power stroke right there from Casey.
That's his first home run of the year. And surprising to me, but he drilled it. Pitch to Pineda's high on inside.
6th ribby of the year for
Let's
Arthur.
have another look at it.
Great angle here. That's a off-speed pitch that is up in the zone, and Arthur was all over it, and he smacked it over the wall. Center field.
Pitch to Pineda's fouled onto the street. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ryan Pineda. Great night for Ryan Pineda. 3 singles, 2 runs driven in. He drove in the tying run. Make it 5-5, but Casey Arthur right there. .6-5, Goldeyes now lead it. Come back from a 5-0 deficit to take the lead on their 12th hit of the night, a home run by Casey Arthur. Pitch by Tietz is low and inside. Casey Arthur, former member of the Israel national baseball team. Trying to qualify for the World Baseball Championship. Team didn't qualify, but Arthur had an opportunity to play for Israel. Here's the pitch by Tietz. It's high. 3 balls and 2 strikes now to Ryan Pineda, as the Goldeyes try to find a way to score some runs and perhaps separate themselves from this Grand Prairie team.
And Casey really enjoyed that experience at the World Baseball Classic.
Pitch to Pineda, another line shot base hit. 4 hits tonight for Ryan Pineda. 4 singles, 3 of them to right center field. What a night for Ryan Pineda, 4 for 4.
Again, Pineda's been fantastic at the plate today. Again, really good stroke there. He's just been very short and compact throughout the game, exuding a lot of confidence for a guy who came into the game struggling.
Yes, it's been a great night for Ryan Pineda against 2 different pitchers. He handled the starter, Ryan Surley, very well, and has just had an easy time with Jeremy Tietz as well. Tietz is done, I would suspect. Jeff Russell has taken the ball from him, so we're going to have a pitching change. Left-hander coming in to face the Goldeyes and try to shut things down. Tell us about Mr. Whitmore.
Ben Whitmore, Scott, just joined the ball club. Spent last season with, 2012 with Traverse City of the Frontier League, I believe. 6'3", 225-pound left-hander. So this will be his first appearance with the AirHogs.
So the Goldeyes had struggled for this entire ballgame, trailing 5-0 after 2 innings. And they have battled back, put a run up in the 3rd, 4 more runs in the 6th, and now another run here in the 8th on the home run by Arthur to take the lead. Pineda comes through with a single, 2 straight hits for the Goldeyes here in the 8th. And we go back to the top of the order. So the lefty's going to come in, Whitmore, to face Tyler Kuhn and then Jake Blackwood, then Ray Sadler, as Winnipeg has battled back to take the lead. 13 hits now in the ballgame. Ryan Pineda has 4 of them tonight. Casey Arthur's had a pretty nice night as well. He has 3 of those hits. 7 hits out of the last 2 guys in the order.
Pretty impressive, Saul. And then again, we've talked about this from the beginning of the season. The Goldeyes have put together a very impressive lineup that is strong 1 through 9. And again, on a night like tonight, you fall behind 5-0. And your 8-9 hitters kind of cue the comeback, if you will. Again, also Donnie Webb had the big home run. But the bottom of the order flipped the order over and allowed the Goldeyes to get going offensively.
It's interesting with the Goldeyes. They're 10-2 when they hit a home run in a game, and 5-7 when they don't. So they're down 5-2. Donnie Webb hits the home run. Arthur hits a home run to put them ahead. They could be, if they can hold on in the 9th inning with Kyle Bellamy coming in, be a team that is 11-2 as long as they hit a home run in a game.
Very interesting, Scott. Did a little digging on the old
history of Ben Whitmore.
Webb here, yeah, from Clovis, California. Went to Clovis High School.
Fresno City College, University of Oregon, and Concordia University. Drafted by the Seattle Mariners back in 2010. Spent some time in the Appalachian League and the Northwest League. Last pitched in the Frontier League, going 6-4 with a .432 ERA, appeared in 20 games, had 15 starts and 1 save for Traverse City in the Frontier League.
Well, we're going to see him tonight. There you look at Reggie Abercrombie. He's 0 for 4 in the evening, still having the greatest time that anybody could possibly have. As long as Reggie's at the ballpark, he's a happy guy. Or at the golf course, we found out yesterday, with Chris Salamita and Donnie Webb. Donnie Webb's had an extremely good night tonight with that 2-run bomb. So Ben Whitmore steps in. Tyler Kuhn steps in. Pineda's at first, nobody out. And this should be an interesting matchup. For those of you who just joined us, we looked up AirHogs. And there were AirHogs. It's what U.S. fighter pilots called themselves during the Second World War. Thanks very much to Al Foster for going to Dr. Google to look that one up for us. So 1 ball and no strikes to Tyler Kuhn. Pineda talking to Tom Vaith at first base, getting some instructions. Pineda with a pretty good lead. Here's Whitmore's pitch. And a bunt foul. So Tyler Kuhn was just going to move Pineda over. In at third base with Frazier Hall quickly. Goldeyes lead it by 1. They have a runner at first, nobody out. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Kyle Bellamy is set to go in this 9th inning. Whitmore delivers. High and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Kuhn. Tyler Kuhn tonight walked in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th, flied out to left in the 6th. He's 0 for 3. Which is not a likely evening for a guy hitting .373.
And considering he walked in his first appearance.
There's a pop-up. Frazier Hall at third base makes the catch. Tyler Kuhn is the first out of this inning. And it'll bring up Jake Blackwood. So Ben Whitmore gets Tyler Kuhn.
Lefty-lefty matchup. Jeff Russell calls to the bullpen for his newcomer. AirHogs released 3 players after Sunday's contest. A doubleheader in which they won, I believe, the second game of the doubleheader.
So here comes Jake Blackwood. Blackwood tonight hit into a double play in the 1st, struck out in the 3rd, then singled in the 6th and singled in the 7th, scored a run. Pitch is in there for strike 1, 0-1 to Jake Blackwood. So starting out with a shaky evening, Blackwood has put it together, has gone 2 for 4, and had a pretty nice night. But again, it's that discussion we had earlier. He's a guy who can hit. We knew he'd eventually hit. He's going to hit. Pitch by Whitmore, line drive. Oh, and a great catch by Frazier Hall. That was hit on the nose by Blackwood.
And again, we talked about this earlier, Scott. He had 1 flare off the end of the bat that drops in. This time he hits an absolute rocket to third base. Frazier Hall climbs the ladder and takes away a hit.
It helps to have a 6'4" third baseman.
No question.
So here comes Ray Sadler now. So Whitmore gets the first 2 batters he's faced. Here's the pitch to Sadler. It's in there for a strike. 81-mile-an-hour fastball to Ray Sadler. Sadler tonight 0 for 4. Popped to short, then fly to center, fly to left, and fly to right. Whitmore's pitch, and there's a long fly ball into right field. That's hit pretty good. But back on his horse goes Michael Herr right in front of the warning track to make the catch. And that'll do it for the Goldeyes in the 8th inning. But they get a run. The home run by Casey Harther. 2 hits, no errors, a man left on base. We'll go to the 9th. Kyle Bellamy's going to come in and try to close it up for the Goldeyes. They lead it 6-5. It's been a great comeback. Can they hold on in the 9th inning? You're watching Safeway Goldeyes Baseball live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Time now for the slide of the game, brought to you by Manitoba Public Insurance. Kenny, what's your slide of the game?
Well, not much action on the bases today, Scott, so let's go back to the top of the third. Fraser Hall at the plate facing Chris Salamita, Goldeyes left-handed starter. Hall comes through with the hard hit ball to first. Harther makes a sliding play head first, picks up the ball, underhand flip to Salamita, who slides effectively over to first, beating Fraser Hall to the bag. Here's going to be another real good look at it. Look at the hustle all around. Harther leads Salamita, but he won't get there without that slide, and that's our slide of the game.
Tremendous play by Chris Salamita to get the out early in the ball game, and that's our slide of the game, brought to you every year by Manitoba Public Insurance. The Winnipeg Goldeyes have a pitching change. The closer is on. It's Kyle Bellamy, a guy who basically throws overhand from a sidearm position. This is a very interesting delivery, and it fools a lot of hitters. He came on in that no-hitter that the Goldeyes relievers threw and struck out the last two men in the ballgame. So, Kenny, tell us about Kyle Bellamy.
Bellamy, Scott, coming on for the 13th time, 1-0 record, 5.00 earned run average. He has 4 saves. 9 innings pitched, 7 hits, 6 runs allowed, 5 of which are earned, 7 walks, 9 strikeouts. Opponents hitting just .219 against him. He has hit 3 batters, though.
So Kyle Bellamy comes on for the Goldeyes. 6 runs, 13 hits, and an error for Winnipeg. 5 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Grand Prairie AirHogs. For Grand Prairie here in the 9th inning, it will start out with the bottom of the order, then we'll go back to the top. The number 8 hitter, Michael Herr, will lead it off. He'll be followed by the number 9 hitter, Eric Baker, and then back to the top of the order, and Jimmy Mojica.
Bellamy, Scott, missed all of last year recovering from Tommy John surgery. Had the surgery as a member of the Chicago White Sox organization. Had shoulder surgery in 2011, missed that entire year, so back in action. And he's looked pretty good. I think, and again, the ERA is skewed. He had 1 or 2 bad outings early. It's been pretty effective for the most part.
Well, he was certainly effective this week when he combined with 4 other pitchers on a no-hitter. So Kyle Bellamy's first pitch to her is in there for strike 1. And if he can throw that pitch a few more times, he's going to have an easy 9th inning. It's pretty hard to match that pitch at times, though. If you could, you'd be in Cooperstown. Bellamy's pitch, and it's line foul off the screen. And quickly, Bellamy gets ahead 0-2. The ball was just missed by Michael Herr. Bellamy gets the sign from Allen. It's the slider, and it's high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Trying to get
the old frisbee slider.
Yeah, a little frisbee slider. Slurve, if you will. 1-2, the count to her. Bellamy kicks, delivers. That just misses. 2-2. He's going to pretty much stick to that slider by the looks of it. Pretty effective pitch from that non-sidearm delivery. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. There's a line shot into the gap in right center field. Over quickly is Webb to cut it off. Herr thought about going to second, but a great throw by Donnie Webb. A strike to Tyler Kuhn at second. It's a solid single for Herr, so he leads off the 9th inning with a base hit. Now work cut out for the Goldeyes, and I suspect we're going to see Eric Baker square to bunt.
Good piece of hitting on that one right there. And how about the throw by Donnie Webb? Just an absolute laser beam to second base. Herr would have been thrown out if he had tried to get to second. Try to stretch that single into a double. He would have been eliminated.
So Mazzola's in at third. Here's the pitch by Bellamy. No, swinging away, and it's in there for a strike. So Baker doesn't even square to bunt. Now Mazzola's a little bit confused. Your number 9 hitter, I almost thought for certain they would square on Baker.
Yeah, they still might.
1 strike to Eric Baker. Bellamy gets the sign. Here's the pitch. He does square. It's the slider. It's missed. It's strike 2. So Bellamy gets way ahead of Eric Baker.
See, that's the trouble with not squaring around on the first pitch, which is a fastball down the middle. Now you get the frisbee slider, and Baker sort of tries to stab at it. He's not even close, and now you got your hitter in a hole 0-2.
And now you can't use the bunt unless you take a big chance. 0-2 the count to Baker. Here's Bellamy's pitch. The swing just fouled off. Baker trying to protect the plate. The number 9 hitter, the number 8 hitter with a solid single to right center field. A great job by Donnie Webb to make sure that Michael Herr didn't get to second base. Bellamy gets the sign from Allen. Here's the pitch, way outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Baker.
Try to see if he can get him to chase. I wonder if he might consider busting him in with a fastball here when he thinks he's hanging over the plate for that slider.
1-2. Bellamy working quickly, checks the runner. Here's the pitch. There's the slider, and it's fouled off again. So Baker stays alive. He's fouled off a couple of pitches, forcing Bellamy to do a little work here in the 9th. And this building is quiet once again. Runner at first, nobody out. Arthur holding Michael Herr. Time is called.
Baker takes a deep breath. Just to reset here.
Bellamy kicks and delivers, and there's a line shot the other way. Another base hit. Webb charges. Herr is not going to even think about going to third base on Donnie Webb's arm. But the bottom of the order sets up the AirHogs. Runners at first and second. With nobody out, we'll go back to the top of the order, and Jimmy Mojica, a good bit of hitting by Baker right there.
Oh, great job of staying alive. As you mentioned, he fouled a couple off, and look, this is a tough slider away again. Just cue shots it into the hole for the base hit, and Mojica already has a sacrifice in this ball game, and you have to think he's going to be laying one down here again. Last time Mojica went up the first baseline. I think in a perfect world he'd like to bunt it down the third baseline in this situation, because Arthur will be charging and all his momentum will be going towards third base.
Here's Bellamy's pitch. Pulls it back, strike 1. Mojica squared the bunt, but Bellamy sliders on the outside corner for strike 1. There is now a little activity in the bullpen of the AirHogs. There's a pitch that just misses, and Bellamy can't believe it. Not very happy with that call. 1-1, the count to Mojica. So Dakota Watts is up throwing for Grand Prairie. Here's the pitch by Bellamy. That misses. And it's 2 balls and a strike to Mojica. 2 base hits by Herr and Baker at the bottom of the order. Now we're back at the top.
2 ribbies in the contest again for Mojica. You know, he's dangerous whether you ask him to bunt or swing away right here.
Here's the pitch by Bellamy. It misses. 3-1 now to Mojica. And Bellamy finds himself in a bit of trouble. Loses his command here on Mojica. Down 3-1 in the count with runners at first and second and nobody out. There goes the runner, and there's a pop-up. Tyler Kuhn will make the catch, and that's a big out for Bellamy. A pop-out to Tyler Kuhn at short for the first out of the inning. Herr was gone. So Bellamy gets ahead of the hitter. 1-1.
And now you're going to see a steady diet of sliders.
I would agree. There it is again, and it's in there for a strike. And that was a big slurve. Pinckney didn't like it.
No, he didn't. You could tell by the facial expression right there.
Not a happy man at all.
Frisbee type slider.
Luis Allen gives Bellamy the sign, checks the runner. Here's the pitch. There it is again. It's low, 1-2. Couldn't get Pinckney to go fishing. Pinckney patience at the plate. Bellamy delivers, and there's a ground ball in the hole. Tyler Kuhn makes a great play. The bases will be loaded, but Tyler Kuhn probably saved a run.
No question, he saved a run right there by keeping that ball in the infield. Really good range by Kuhn. Mazzola makes a good effort to try to get there, but Kuhn, great job of getting into the hole and keeping this on the infield. Otherwise, that's a run, no question about it, and this game is tied. Instead, it's a one-run Goldeyes lead, but the bases are full with just one out.
So here comes the big guy, the big hitter, Palmer Carr Jr. 372 coming in with 3 homers and 12 driven in. He has a 2-run home run in this one. He's hit into a double play, but safe on an error, hit into a fielder's choice. First pitch he sees is in there for strike 1. The most dangerous hitter in this lineup. And his home run was a bullet that got out of here off Chris Salamita. Bellamy's pitch is fouled off, so Bellamy gets ahead 0-2.
And let's not forget that misplay in left field on the Luis Allen double. And not that after you have a home run in the contest, not that you're trying to make up for it, but again, you're a guy that's relied on in the AirHogs roster. You want to come through in situations like this.
Absolutely.
That's why you're in the game as the number 3 hitter.
No balls and 2 strikes to Kerr. There's a chopper to short. To second for 1, back to first. They can't get him. The run scores. We got a 6-6 ball game.
He called him safe at second as well on the turn.
Let's have another look at this. Henry Lemoyne has called the runner safe at second.
Slow roller here. In between hop. Kuhn with the underhand toss. Looked like he had him to me. Let's have another look though if we have it. Very close play at second, but I think he had him. Let's have one more look from the back angle here. It's a tough play for Kuhn. It's a high hopper. Here comes the flip to second.
There's a double play ball over to second for 1, back to first. Botts hits into the double play. The run scores to tie the ball game. But boy, that was close to an out. As it turned out, it didn't make any difference because they still got the double play, 4-6-3 to end the 9th, and the run still scores. So 1 run on 3 hits. There were no errors and 2 left. But we got a tie ball game. It's 6-6 going to the bottom of the 9th. It'll be an RBI for Palmer Carr Jr. on that strange play at second base, but regardless, Botts hits into the double play, and that ends the 9th. So we got a 6-6 ball game. We're going to go to the bottom of the 9th. It's the Goldeyes and the Grand Prairie AirHogs. This is Safeway Goldeyes Baseball, and it's live on Shaw TV.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway.
Shaw TV proudly presents Live and Local at the kickoff concert of the 25th Annual International Jazz Festival, live from the Cube at Old Market Square. Tune in Thursday night, June 12th at 9:30 to celebrate 25 years of jazz in Winnipeg. Featuring headliners Neil Watson and the Dirty Catfish Brass Band. See the opening concert of Winnipeg's premier jazz event exclusively on Shaw TV, Channel 9. At Shaw TV, we are proud to bring you live events and we value your comments. Call the Shaw TV viewer response line now, 204-480-3500, or email us, shawtvwinnipeg@shaw.ca, and let us know how we're doing. Or find us on Facebook and Twitter at Shaw TV Winnipeg.
There's the Goldeyes dugout. Doesn't look like a real happy place. Get a 6-5 lead heading to the top of the ninth, and Kyle Bellamy just got himself in a jam, gave up a run, and was saved by double play. Blackwood to Kuhn to Harther. And there are the AirHogs, who have to be pretty pleased. They were down, up 5-0, down 6-5, and now they've tied it. 6 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for Grand Prairie. 6 runs, 13 hits, 1 error for the Goldeyes. The Goldeyes here in the bottom of the ninth. It'll be Luis Allen, Donnie Webb, and Reggie Abercrombie. There is some power coming to the plate. And they'll face Ben Whitmore, the third pitcher of the night. For Grand Prairie, first pitch misses, ball 1. Luis Allen tonight grounded out to third twice and then singled and doubled. There's another line shot. Luis is just a little in front. He's 2 for 4. Has an RBI and a run scored. The youngster quite happy he has a baseball team.
As he should be.
He gets to go home with something for free. Luis has been smoking hot over the last 10 games. There's a long fly ball into right field that'll be handled by Michael Herr. Herr comes over, stops, makes the catch. So there's the first out of this 9th inning as Allen flies out to Michael Herr in right, and that'll bring up Donnie Webb.
Well, Webb's already had
the switch hitting Donnie Webb.
Pretty memorable evening.
Yep.
Showing off that arm in right field.
He's had a great
Showing off the power.
Hit a 2-run home run back in that 4-run 6th inning. And now he'll come up right-handed to face the left-handed throwing Whitman. Here's the pitch. There's a chopper. Handled at third by Fraser Hall, and Webb is out at first. So this Ben Whitmore has done a very nice job for Grand Prairie. 5 up, 5 out for the Goldeyes.
It's like a pretty good find for a guy who hasn't pitched in professional baseball since 2012. Maybe must have been an injury. We'll have to find out before the series is over.
So here comes Abercrombie, who's not had a great night. He came in hitting 255, hit into a double play, grounded out to the pitcher, lined out to left field, and then popped out to second. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Reggie's been the hero once this year. Down 5-4 in the 9th. Reggie hit a 2-run homer. Goldeyes won 6-5. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Whitmore's keeping it down. And Reggie's trying to hit it in the river.
Fooled him there, no question. Looked like maybe a change-up right there. Out in front.
Two out, nobody on. We're in the bottom of the 9th. Reggie Abercrombie at the plate. Pitch by Whitmore, and that's in the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Reggie. Tonight was patrols night at the ballpark. Lots of kids out. They've many of them gone home. Lots still here.
School night, after all.
Pitch to Reggie. It's a ground ball the other way, and it's through for a base hit. Reggie Abercrombie with a solid single the other way to right field. And that'll bring Josh Mazzola to the plate. So Reggie went with the pitch, hit it hard, past second baseman Brandon Pinckney.
Good piece of hitting after falling behind. Looked like it's sinker away. Abercrombie goes with it. Hits it past the diving Brandon Pinckney into right field.
So out to talk to Ben Whitmore is catcher Vince DeFazio. And they're having a rather long conversation. Josh Mazzola tonight, safe on an error and scored a run. Hit by a pitch, singled and scored a run. Hit into a fielder's choice to end an inning. So he's 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Whitmore checks the run, and he's going to go back and keep Reggie honest.
Reggie does have a lot of speed.
No question about that. Whitmore gets the sign, and he goes back to first base.
He's 4 steals this year, but he has been caught 4 times.
Whitmore delivers. It's outside, ball 1.
Patience by Mazzola. It's tough as a hitter when there's a lot of throwers at first base. Tough to get locked in when you have a new reliever into the ball game. Get your timing down.
That's high. 2 balls and no strikes to Mazzola. Casey Harther in the on-deck circle. He has a home run tonight. Thought for a while he had the home run to win it. Reggie with a pretty good lead. There's the pitch to Mazzola, and there's a line shot in the left field for a base hit. A solid single to left. And Reggie Abercrombie's going to try to go to third base, and he gets there. What great hustle by Reggie Abercrombie. He saw that Palmer Carr Jr. had come up kind of lackadaisical in left field, and he took off for third. Great effort by Abercrombie.
Yeah, let's not kid ourselves. It's been a bit of a tough night for Palmer Carr in left field. But this is just heads up base running by a veteran. There's a pitch in and up in the zone. Mazzola rips it into left field. Real good hustle. And Abercrombie just with a heads up play gets himself over to third base.
Here comes Carr, picks it up. Doesn't think there's much to this. And here comes Reggie.
Great hustle again. And that's why Whitmore was paying so much attention to him at first base. Just such a smart base runner, and with 2 outs.
He's got these big strides, and when he gets rolling around the base pass, he saw it when he went around second base that Carr wasn't paying attention.
Well, not even that. It just he had a long way to come because they were playing no doubles defense here in the bottom of the 9th. Long way to come on that hard hit ball, and just heads up base running with 2 out. You're going on contact, and Abercrombie got a good secondary lead and just kept hustling his way to third.
So runners at first, Ken, runners at first and third for Harther. The pitch by Whitmore is outside for ball 1. Ryan 4 for 4 Pineda in the on-deck circle. Whitmore gets the sign. Here's the pitch, and there's a long fly ball again. It's in the gap. It's down. The game is over. It was not caught, and Casey Harther delivers. It'll be a single for Harther. The ball was not caught by Palmer Carr Jr., and the Goldeyes win it 7-6. What a ball game. 2 out lightning in the 9th inning. A single by Abercrombie, a single by Mazzola that sent Abercrombie to third, and then Casey Harther hit it in the gap. What an effort by Palmer Carr Jr. to make the catch. Let's have another look.
Great piece hitting again. Harther gets a pitch up in the zone. Carr is hustling. He dives. He actually had it in his glove briefly, and Harther caps it. Outstanding. Oh, that's a tough play. We've been tough on Carr. He had a couple plays he should have made, but that was a great effort. Just came up short, and Harther drives in his 2nd run of the ball game, and this time it's a game winner. We thought they put him up last time with the homer. This time it is the game-winning walk-off RBI for Casey Harther to cap a 4-hit night.
What a tremendous ball game here at Shaw Park. The Winnipeg Goldeyes 7 runs on 16 hits and an error. The AirHogs 6 runs on 10 hits and 2 errors. The winning pitcher is Kyle Bellamy. The losing pitcher is Ben Whitmore. There was no save. What a ball game as the Goldeyes go to 16-9. We'll be back right after this with the Safeway post-game show. The Goldeyes win the first game of the series.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Safeway. Safeway Goldeyes Baseball is back for another exciting season live on Shaw TV. On Saturday, June 14th at 6 p.m., the Fish will take on the St. Paul Saints at Shaw Park. Brought to you by Safeway, only on Shaw TV.
Welcome back to the ballpark. What a thrilling game tonight. Casey Arthur hits one in the gap. It gets into Palmer Carr's glove and comes out. Reggie Abercrombie scores easy. The Goldeyes win it 7-6 in a thriller. Let's go right down to field level. And Al Foster with the Shaw Direct Player of the Game. Get it all while you get away from it all. Shaw Direct, your cottage cable satellite provider. Visit shawdirect.ca for more info. Al Foster, you got your Player of the Game.
June 10th, 2014, the day, Casey, you knew that was coming, man. What a game. Just talk about, I just can't even describe what kind of a night you had here.
Yeah, that was exciting. I mean, good come from behind win right there, being down 5-0 early. You know, we just put together some innings there and, you know, got in position for the win, and, you know, we got the opportunity in the ninth to win it, and I just happened to be the guy up there, but, you know, Reggie got in on with 2 outs, Maz followed it up, and I was just lucky enough to drive him in.
Well, and even before the game winner, the home run to put you guys ahead, too, that was unbelievable.
Yeah, you know, I just, you know, waiting for that one, you know, got a pitch middle in and drove it, so, you know, that was, you know, a good position being ahead, but, you know, Bellamy struggled a little bit, but, you know, he got us there back in the dugout to tie, which was, you know, good, being bases loaded right there, and then we capitalized on some opportunities right there.
And some really good hit production all night long for you guys.
Yeah, Pineda had a great game. I think he had 4 hits. Donnie, that big home run. You know, Louis just doing this thing right now. He's getting hits all over the place. And, you know, Sally really settled down after he gave up that quick 5 there. You know, he gave us, I think, 6 or 7 strong innings right there, and that kept us in the ball game. And, you know, our bullpen did good tonight, too.
I had nothing to do with the shaving crew, by the way.
I hope not. I go get Jax in the clubhouse right now.
Congrats on a great game and on the win.
Thank you very much.
Casey Arthur, your Shaw Direct Player of the Game.
Thank you very much, Al Foster. Get it all while you get away from it all. Shaw Direct, your cottage cable satellite provider. Visit shawdirect.ca for more info. Kenny Wiebe, tremendous game tonight. What was your play of the game? Brought to you by Shaw Go Wi-Fi.
Plenty of candidates, but the Goldeyes down 5-1 in the 6th inning. Donnie Webb steps to the plate with a runner on, and he really came through with a big clutch 2-run homer that helped the Goldeyes really get going here. Makes it a 5-3 ball game and really helped cue the comeback, if you will. His second home run of the season was launched, and that is our play of the game.
Donnie Webb got the Goldeyes rolling. That made it 5-4 and got them right back in the ball game. They win it 7-6. Tonight's play of the game brought to you by Shaw Go Wi-Fi. Visit shaw.ca for more information. Well, an absolutely tremendous ball game here tonight. The Goldeyes fall behind 5-0. They chip away, make it 5-1, then get 4 runs in the 6th inning. They tie it at 5, get a home run from Casey Arthur in the bottom of the 8th. Looks like they've got it 1, but Kyle Bellamy gives up a run at the top of the 9th. In the bottom of the 9th, Casey Arthur does it again after 2 are out. A single by Abercrombie, a single by Mazzola sends Abercrombie to third, and then Arthur gets the single into the gap. It got into Palmer Carr Jr.'s glove and popped out, and the Goldeyes win it 7-6. The Goldeyes now 16-9 on the season, still in second place in the North Division. Kenny Wiebe, thank you very much. Great night tonight. I'm Scott Taylor. The Goldeyes play tomorrow night, Game 2 of this series against the Grand Prairie AirHogs. Al Foster, tell us when we're back on and take us home.
Well, I tell you, Scotty, if we have any kind of game like we did tonight, it's certainly going to be a good evening. And our next Goldeyes baseball game on Shaw TV coming up on Saturday, June 14th, a key Northern Division matchup as the St. Paul Saints make their way here to Shaw Park. That's pretty much going to do it for an incredible night here at Shaw Park. On behalf of Scott Taylor, Ken Wiebe, and our entire hard-working Shaw TV crew, I'm Al Foster saying so long from Shaw Park.
everybody. Well, welcome to another episode of 30 with the team. Today we are joined by Carolyn Bergen. We brought you onto the panel for some of a bit of a meatier conversation that we're going to have a little bit later in the show. But you're a therapist of 25 years. And how long have you been practicing in your current location?
I've had a private practice at Bergen & Associates Counseling on Pembina Highway for 15 years.
Yeah, and what would you say you primarily deal with?
Well, I work with people to help improve the connections in their lives and help remove the barriers that interfere with them relating more significantly in the connections that are so important to them.
That's great, and your expertise will definitely come in handy as we move forward. But hey, you may have some opinions on smoking on the patio as well, and that's, with dress codes. We'll get to smoking later.
Don't have many opinions.
Opinions on all that stuff too. But dress codes, there have been some things that popping up recently across Canada and the U.S. as well. Ladies not are showing a little bit too much skin. Have you guys been paying attention to this? Have you been shocked by it?
I kind of